good afternoon. Yes, we're back to do more games. Yeah, you can see what kind of games that we got on this menu. All the classics, Quarf, and of course Moyajin, and everyone's favourite game, Mystery. What is this game? It's a mystery. Unless you watch the last stream, in which case you'll know what game that is. I'm looking at this page of games. I think the only game on this page I've ever finished is Gradius. And that's one of those games where I feel you more or less have to be prepared for it in advance. Or at least I do anyway. I can't just jump in and just beat it. That's just kind of how I am with that game. Apologies, I probably should have opened this cam before I started the stream, or before I turned the microphone on. Could have turned the microphone off, but I did not. But you can see some of the other classics that we've got on here. Of course, everyone's favourite game, Boot Cat. By the way, I'm not necessarily going to do the games on these pages in the order that they're displayed on the menu. If you've seen the first page of this system, you'll know why. Or you'll probably figured it out. But, yeah, let's just take a look at the rest of these. Starting off with 634 Ken. I don't know what happened to the other 633. And you can also see on the top left, by the way, you can see the pages that I've done. So this is page 36. Wasn't on pages 27 and 24. So I've gotten some of the extra rubbish games out of the way. I'll take that off screen for now. Actually, I might need to turn the audio up because it's a bit quiet on my end. Though this may be a bit of a quieter game anyway. Also, yeah, Boot Cat. We'll see how that goes. Also, the differing on the screen does not look great. I don't know if that's to do with my HD setup, but whatever it is. Here we go. Try not to get killed by Hershey Kisses, or whatever they're supposed to be. By the way, if you collect the key, it just skips you halfway across the level. So, yeah, make sure to grab that. This is a game I have... Oh, yep, and crash straight into an enemy, so I take damage. Great. Yeah, so this is a game I've played before. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to play this one for more than 5 minutes, because this is a really hard game. It may not necessarily look like it, just seeing it here. But, yeah, this game is... Yeah, kind of vicious in a way, because you have 3 lives... There are no continues or anything like that. Like, even if I wanted to continue, there is no option to do that in this one. Also, there's like a speed power-up that basically exists to get you killed. Also, you get hit twice and you're dead. Also, it sends you back to a checkpoint if you die, which I realised was kind of the standard at the time. Also, it spawns you on the top of the screen where it's harder to avoid getting killed. You kind of have to go on the bottom half of the screen for this part. I have gotten past this first level before. But I think this is one of those games where the average person isn't even going to beat the first level. Like, they're just going to play it for like 5 minutes and be like, okay, I'm done. I'm not saying this is a bad game, but I am saying that it's really bloody hard. Also, worth noting, the controls on this are reversed. Like, so you have to press the B button to jump instead of A. Also, there's this, like, speed item that only exists to get you killed. And those things, I have no idea how you dodge them. Like, it just seems like random chance if you get hit or not. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure to avoid the speed the speed power-up, because it basically gives you like this weird inertia that you don't have the rest of the game. So you're actually better off just avoiding it, because I swear every single time I've collected it, it just sends me into a pit immediately. And yeah, like you see, just. Yeah, okay, so I actually beat the first level. I guarantee you I'm not getting past level 2, though. Like, my knowledge of this game mainly comes from Game Center CX, because they did a whole episode on this one, and... Yeah, I seem to recall they didn't really play through the game, quote-unquote, properly. In the sense of... So this game is set up where you have to beat the game... Like, you essentially have to beat it twice. It's like Ghosts and Goblins. Except even Ghosts and Goblins, you had, like, infinite continues. This doesn't give you any. Like, you die during that second loop, you're done. You have to do the whole game again. And, Okay, I'm amazed that didn't count as a hit. That looked like I got hit, but I guess I got lucky. I guess only the middle part of these enemies counts as the hitbox. Which is fine by me. Yeah, so sometimes you got like hidden objects, and like you just hit random bits in the air, and spawn something. And I... okay, that was my fault. There we go. 634 Ken. I don't think I'll ever beat this game unless I resort to save stating my way through it. Yeah, turn down the audio. I mean, the audio levels, I assume they're fine. I'm hoping the game works. But yeah, like, you look at this first page of games, like, I don't think I'd want to do all of these Ninja Turtles games in order. I'd probably alternate between these games, if anything. But, okay, let's see what else we've got. Boot Cat. Okay, this is a game I'll at least be able to spend more than a couple minutes playing. This is another game I've probably spent more time on this than I probably should. Yeah, so this was Shoei System, if you don't know. Also, yeah, this actually uses A to jump as opposed to B. And, yeah, it's basically a bit of simpler platform as you can get on the Famicom, like this. So I'd say it's bad, though. I don't know. There is something to it. Like, I played through a game on the NES called Puss in Boots Perot's Great Adventure. And if you don't know, that game... it's really weird. So they made this game for the Famicom. This was only released in Japan in 1986. Like, you know, pretty early game. It's strange, because they made this game for Japan, but then they made Puss in Boots Perot's Great Adventure, which only got an American release. And it's sort of like a sequel. It's either a sequel or it's a remake. I don't know which. But also, before I proceed, I should probably point out that when you, when you play this game, be wary of seizures. So I'm just going to put an epilepsy warning over this one, because I seem to recall this one does have some flashing in it. So, yeah, let's... oh, also it's got Big Bertha from Mario 3, apparently. And, which you cannot dodge consistently. Sometimes it just flies straight into you and you take damage. Because that sort of game. But yeah, that NES game, it really does... like, how are you meant to dodge that? It's impossible. Like, they spawn randomly too, I think. So it's not a case of you can memorize where the enemies are going to appear. It is much like the fish in Super Mario Bros., except worse, because at least in Super Mario, if you get hit by the fish, if you get hit from below, you just bounce off it a little bit. Which can get you killed, but you don't take damage. Like, directly, at least. So I want to at least beat this first level. Oh, yeah, good luck with this. Especially when, like, the bridge just, like, breaks on its own, like I'm playing bloody Dragon's Lair. Also, you cannot change your jump height, which is actually kind of a problem, because... it feels like here you want to be able to jump low so you can get more hits in. Yeah, the dragon just appears out of nowhere. Here we go, Atlantic Ocean. Also, this is where the game gets real flashy, let's say. There's, I think, thunder. And thunder appears and the screen flashes a lot, so yeah, be careful for this one. But yeah, again, Puss in Boots on the NES, it really does feel more like a remake of this game than a true sequel. It's like, okay, we want to release this game in America, but we don't want to release it in this state, so we're just going to remake it from scratch. It's a weird game. Like, I've beaten that one, but I never beat this game. And I'd say this, I want to say, is the harder game. Though, actually, I'm not certain on that, because I do remember the final boss in Puss in Boots on the NES is a bastard. And I don't even know how I beat it. Also, how are you meant to hit that and not get hit? I don't know. Again, the enemies seem to spawn in at random. I don't actually know if that's true, but it feels like it. Yeah, here we go. So here's where the game starts flickering a lot. Also, you've got like 12 different power-ups. All of them look like shoes. And some of them are good and some are bad, but there's no way to tell which one's which. It's not like the red ones are good and the grey ones are bad or anything, which you would probably think, but no. So, like... Yeah, like, okay, this one... Okay, the left-facing shoe makes me go faster. Which, in this game, you actually do want the speed power-ups. Easier to dodge some of the enemies. But yeah, okay, so that one I think gave me an extra life. So yeah, the, like, right-facing... Yeah, here we go. This is where the screen flashes, by the way. So I did remember that correctly. I don't think the NES game does that. So I guess they kind of realized, yeah, maybe don't put this flashing effect in the game. That's just... Oh. And again, don't know how you dodge these. But yeah, the right-facing grey boot... Be sure to collect that. Oh, again, you can't change your jump height, so if there's an enemy above you, you're just going to crash into it. Also, the stages kind of drag on a bit too. Like, there are... I don't know. The stages feel longer than necessary. And there are no checkpoints, I think. So if I die here, I've got to do the whole level again. If I remember this game correctly... That's how it works. And I'm just going to keep mashing the button in the vain hope that I don't randomly get killed. No, I gotta fight this one again. Also note, like, the slowdown. Like, it can't handle the dragon. Oh, okay, we made it. Oh no! Now we have to go to Alabia. Probably could have done another pass on that translation. And Puss in Boots and Shrek. You know, I don't remember much from Shrek. Like, I kind of remember the first film, but I don't really remember the sequels. Also, I love the jittery car, which I guess makes sense. I guess I'm driving off-road, but still. So I don't get the background, because it kind of looks like the buildings are just suspended in the air. Maybe it's meant to be fog. But yeah, like, the fact that the enemies travel with the screen makes them hard to dodge. I seem to recall, like, even the NES version of this, or the NES remake, whatever you consider it, yeah, that has the same problem. And there are power-ups in this that actually take away time that you have to complete the game. So if you don't know, so on the top of the screen, it's got a, like, clock going, and then, like, the counter next to it, that's the number of days that you have left. Yeah, the fact that the enemies travel with the screen is kind of silly and doesn't really make sense. But it also makes them hard to dodge. It's like in Ghostbusters on the NES, when you're going up the stairway. And you kind of just have to pray that the... Yeah, so like you saw that I collected that shoe and I lost 10 days. And it wasn't even like a cutscene or anything, it's just, no, you just lost 10 days on the heads-up display. So yeah, you basically have to avoid those shoes at all costs if you actually want to finish it. But it's like, okay, how am I meant to tell that shoe, apart from all the other shoes, they all look the same? It's kind of the problem with the power-up system, is that they really could have made more of an effort to make the power-ups look different. It's like, you need the manual to know what they do. Or just trial and error, maybe. But yeah, showy system, not really not a developer with a great reputation, let's say, and, you know, you play this and not hard to see why, really. To be fair, this is not one of the worst games I've ever played. I've played far worse on the NES. But at the same time, yeah, in a way this feels more just undercooked than anything. Just kind of... Yeah, it just kind of put it out there on the system. Yeah, so I know to avoid that shoe, so I'm not going to collect it. I know it's like the really bad one. But like I said, I've played this game, I never finished it. And just like the previous one, I don't think there's any continues or anything like that. Like, the NES version, you at least had continues. Granted, you had, like, 3 continues and that was it. But at least you had them. And again, I was able to beat that game. But that one's weird, because basically it's a pretty easy game, and then suddenly you get to the final boss, and then it suddenly just becomes super hard at the end. Oh yeah, I wonder where I've seen this boss before. I can't say I recognise it offhand. Also, it feels like there's a bit of flickeriness going on. I don't know if that's a problem with the system, or if it is a problem with this actual game. Also note the fact that the time stops when I beat the boss, which is kind of weird. But here we go, Hong Kong. Let's see what this is about. Okay, so Hong Kong, where you get assaulted by assaulted by the boss from Super Mario World 64. If anyone knows what I'm talking about. But hey, at least they've managed to get some nice bit of Chinese text in the game. Here we go. Yeah, good luck dodging this when the enemies travel with the screen. Yeah, okay, yeah, they definitely spawn randomly. Okay, so that's not just me not paying attention. That actually is how this game works. But like I say, I mean, I've played worse. I mean, you think about the games that I played on the last stream, like the first 2 pages, where it was all nice code. Like, this is better than, like, any of those games. Like, I'd take this over bloody... over bloody Contest 2004. Or even, like, the Bomb Man clone or whatever. I wouldn't recommend playing it, but I'm also like, you know, I don't think this game is as bad as people make it out to be. I'm like... Yeah, Bomb Man... What was it? What's that thing? Console Archives? Okay, this I think makes me invincible. And I don't even know what I collected. I couldn't tell what colour it was. I assume if I run out of time, it just says game over. I've never actually gotten to that point. Whenever I die in this game, it's because I ran out of lives. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're either going to finish the game because you know which power-ups to avoid, or you're just going to run out of lives before you get to the end. Yeah, like... Or actually, no, is this invincibility? Because it looks like it. I don't know what the other thing's meant to be. Maybe it just messes up your screen for no reason. Let me guess, are we going to fight the dragon again? Put your bets in chat! Or not. Yeah, do whatever. Actually don't, because I can't be bothered to set that up. You know, I'm too busy trying not to get killed by fish. That you can't react to them. They fly up the screen too fast. It's like they saw that one bridge level in Super Mario and was like, yeah, we can do that. Unfortunately, that also happened to be like the least good level in Super Mario. But now we made it to the Pacific Ocean. I don't remember this level. Like, I remember getting to the Hong Kong level. I'm not sure if I got to this one. So, yeah. So what shows up at this point may be a mystery. Can't even tell what that is. I collected. Also, yeah, you can shoot through walls. Except, the hit detection here seems a bit suspect. Sometimes I'll shoot the walls and it passes right through it. Which was definitely not the case in Perot's Great Adventure, because I know in that you can shoot the walls and it works. Clearly their programming skills had improved a bit in the intervening years. Because that game came out in, like, 1990, I think. Like, it was considerably after this. I mean, Shoei System, their games tended to be quite jank anyway. I mean, if you've ever played the Hokuto no Ken games on the NES, they're not very good. The Mega Boom. See, that is quite fun. When you just get all the explosion power-ups. Also, yeah, I don't think I'm beating this game, considering that I'm, like, losing a life per level. Unless I get a whole bunch of extra lives, I don't think it's happening. And I don't think it's possible to do that in this game. The problem is, your health doesn't get replenished when you beat the level. Like, it feels like it should in some cases, like this level. Where it's like, okay, now I'm in a submarine, surely it should have a separate health bar. But it doesn't. It's the exact same health bar that I've got for the rest of the game. World 6. No, this is still World 5, I'm afraid. And I think there's 8 levels, so, yeah, I don't think I'm good. But oh, apparently that enemy shoots bullets, even though I couldn't see them. Also, they've only got 2, like, level themes. It's like, okay, they've got the even level theme and the odd numbered level theme, I guess. This is where I found out that level 6 has a different song. Guess I'll also find out. Does this game have a second boss fight? I'm fairly certain from seeing footage of this game before that there is at least a final boss that's different to the other ones, but I'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, like, they did the whole console archives thing. They've announced a few NES games, and possibly even released them, like Ninja Gaiden 2 and Mag Max, which I think both of those are actually on this system. Like, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty certain we'll be coming across those eventually on this. Okay, now we're gonna fight jellyfish. Okay, these weren't in the other version. Also, they look kind of weird. I don't know what's going on there. Like, is this good? Oh. Yeah, thanks for having an enemy that spams bullets, so I just get killed. And sometimes they just approach you from bad angles, so you can't even really kill them. It's like, okay, well, what was I supposed to do there? Like, I can't float up to kill the enemy. And I can't move back to avoid the enemy, so it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just dead. And yeah, the screen doesn't scroll up, so you have to just not get killed. Okay, now we've got green shoes. Okay, I think that one's bad. Assuming that is just the red shoe again. I'm just going to assume it's just a case of avoid it. Yeah, this definitely feels like a game that you would need a continue code to beat. And I bet you this game doesn't even have one. Like, because I feel like I would have found it if there is one. Like, just looking it up online. Because that was kind of the standard for a while. But, I mean, let's face it. I mean, what more can you expect from the people that made the Hokuto no Ken game? Okay, try to figure this out. I don't know what that did. It made a sound effect like I got an extra life or something. Hopefully. How long is this level? Oh, also, yeah, totally fair. Okay, I need to just not be rubbish at this game and, you know, not fall for the obvious deaths. I think that's the problem with this game. Like, enemies frequently come out of nowhere and you can't react to them. Like, some of the enemies just appear way too quick, and because they aim straight for the middle of the screen, you just take damage. So, yeah, I can't help but feel this one maybe belongs in the bin. The dustbin of history, let's say. I don't know. Think about, like, Famicom games circa 1986. A lot of them just, well, yeah, like licensed games especially were usually pretty bad. Like, even, like, Doraemon, which is actually getting re-released as part of that console archives. I don't think that game is very good. Like, it's one of those games that was, like, popular because of the license. It wasn't really popular because it was any good. And, I don't know. I kind of get the impression that, like, Japanese kids are more susceptible to that kind of advertising. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know if that's actually fair. But, yeah, it's like, they kind of just went, oh yeah, this game is great because it's based on, like, my favourite movie, or whatever. And then you play it and you're like, yeah, this game sucks. It's like the Doraemon game, or Ninja Hattori-kun, or whatever. Games that were beloved in Japan at the time, but you play them and you're like, yeah, this is not good. Though, to be fair, actually, I probably would play this game over those. Because at least this game, I can at least make a little bit of progress in it. Wouldn't necessarily want to, but at least I can. But, yeah, I think it got re-released mostly because of the license, and also just because the game sold as many copies as it did. I mean, it sold over 1 million, didn't it? Yeah, it was like one of the biggest selling games on the system. It's kind of the thing, though. I mean, I don't remember what all the biggest selling games were in Japan, but I want to say it was mostly games that I don't really have any interest in. Like RPGs or baseball games and that sort of thing. Like, just the kind of games that I don't particularly want to bother with. It's like, would I really want to play Dragon Quest? Not really. You know, there's an audience for Dragon Quest. That audience is not me. I'll just say that much. Yep, and I just touched a shoe and died, because, you know, it's that kind of game. Yeah. So that is Boot Cat. You know, it's really sad, the fact that... Okay, I've completed 6 games, but those are all Nice Code games. I'd love to be able to beat one that isn't from Nice Code. So let's see what Hello Kidy is all about, or Hello Kitty, I guess. Okay, I thought it was about to come out of the TV. Okay, let's see what this is about. Okay, this game I'm not familiar with. Also, went into a demo mode, even though I pressed start. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is a game I'm not familiar with. I've seen it, I don't know how it works. I think it's like you have to water the plants. It's kind of funny, because from a distance, or I suppose from a glance, it looks a bit like Mappy. But I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure it is so different to that. Wonder, is this game any good? Yeah, I can stun enemies, but I can't kill them, which I guess makes sense. I mean, you know what? This is already better than the last game. Certainly controls better. The enemies don't travel with the screen. You know what's funny? If not for the Hello Kitty character, this almost does look like a Nice Code game. In terms of just like, yeah, I'm just going around watering plants. Oh, hold on. Is that not all the way? Oh, I see. Ugh! I pressed the wrong button. Oh, great. And this is one of those games you get hit once and die immediately, and you have to redo the whole level. Yeah, this does look like Magic Joni. I don't think Magic Joni is on this. But like I say, this is a game that I've never really bothered with. I don't know. Maybe this is a good game and I just never looked into it, but... It's one of those games, again, like, I've seen this on plug-and-play systems and just never really sat down and played it. I don't know. Has anyone played this one? Like, is this one good? I'm just going to wait for this enemy to move out of the way. Because I feel like I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I wasn't capable of at least beating a level of this game. Okay, so that is what you do. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a good question. I don't remember. It might be, but I can't tell you for sure. Okay, well, so far seems pretty straightforward. This does kind of feel like, what if Nice Code were actually given time to work on their games? Also, they had a musician that was employed, because they kind of needed that. I mean, have you ever heard the audio in most of their games? Not good. I mean, Charactersoft, to be fair, were not bad. Like, they're kind of niche. You know, it's kind of a case of, yeah, this is what they made. Just licensed games based on, well, pretty much all just on Sanrio properties, I guess. So it's like, you have this. You have, like, this card matching game where they made it a bit different. Okay, let's go back to the left. Felix. I don't think Felix the Cat is on this. I might be wrong, but I don't remember that game being on this system. I have played that one. Well, actually, I beat that game too. But yeah, the card matching game, yes, the jungle text. Can I just do this? Okay. Okay, I think I understand how this game works. Although what the meter on the bottom right means, I don't know. Okay, you gotta get this in a specific spot. There we go. Yeah, the strawberry... Oh. No, apparently the ceiling is lower than I thought it was. Felix was on the Switch? Well, to be fair, like, Felix the Cat on the NES is a pretty good game. So, I mean, that getting a re-release... Yeah, I'd say it's worth having a go. Again, like... As far as, like, cat games go... You know, I'd probably say you'd have this... You'd have, like... Felix the Cat maybe at the top. Either that or maybe Tom and Jerry. Except, well, no, obviously the answer is Pink Jelly, as we all know. Especially since you can't even play as Tom in the Tom and Jerry game. So I guess that one doesn't really count. It probably is just the NES version. Maybe the Game Boy version's on there as well. I'm not sure. But they're pretty similar games, though. Like, the Game Boy one is just the same game with fewer levels and missing the cutscenes, I think. Ooh, bonus level, what's this? Oh, wait, I can hold down. Okay, I thought I had to, like, keep tapping it. Okay, I figured out the secret. Okay, just hold down, and then you're fine. Yep, it's the best game I've played so far today. Mostly because it, like, works. In a way that makes sense. But yeah, like I say, I mean, Charactersoft, like, this was kind of all they did on the Famicom, just these Sanrio games. And to be fair, these games aren't bad. Generally, they're fine, from what I remember. I don't know if anyone's played Hello Kitty World, but that... Well, it's basically a conversion of Balloon Kid for the Game Boy. Oh, wait, what's going on? Is that a cutscene? Okay, the game's just playing itself now. Also, I got a nice can of malt drink with me, because I felt like just going for malt today. Oh, no, cutscene. Okay. Stage 4. What have we got here? Oh, hold on. I just figured out. Yeah. So the thing on the top right. Okay, that's time. Which I probably should have figured out from the, from the fact that it looks like a clock. Without the spokes. I do like that it's just Hello Kitty going around just hammering birds in the face. And I missed the power up. Oh well. Yeah, Little Mermaid, gotta be honest, I've played that game, I didn't care for it. I thought it was just boring. I don't know, like, it's one of those things, it's competent, it's just not interesting. Comics wish there was more going on. But yeah, the Disney collection... I don't know, it's an interesting selection of games, but maybe not necessarily complete. Also, I don't know how many stages there are to this, but clearly there are at least 10. Also, it's funny that you get this bouncing ball thing, like, as early as level 1, because it seems like one of the more difficult enemies to deal with. Yeah, NES Felix Cat is the better game overall, just because, well, it's got a bit more in the way of content. But the Game Boy version is also quite good, for what it's worth. Like, you know, it's worth playing both, I would say. But then again, I guess the problem there is that the games just aren't very different. It's kind of just... Yeah, the Game Boy version is just the NES game, but condensed. You know, they kind of reduced the size of the game. Much like DuckTales on Game Boy, except I think that, you know, was more or less complete in terms of content. There we go. I win! Okay, now that I've figured out how to play this game. See how far I get. Because I'm now curious to see if this game, like, gets actually difficult or not. I feel like with these, with cutesy games like this, you never know. Like, they may actually be easy, but oftentimes, it's really weird with games that go for this sort of art style, where some, like, half the time they're easy, and then the other half the time they're like the hardest fucking games you ever played in your life. It's like, you know, you could either be playing Hello Kitty the game, or you could be playing, like, Mr. Gimmick, which is, like, one of the hardest games on the console. And, yeah. Don't care much for Mr. Gimmick. It's one of those games that people like. I never liked it. Or should I say, I liked it, and then I played it, and then I didn't like it anymore. Yeah, like give me this over bloody Mr. Gimmick. It doesn't just, like, smash your face into the ground. There we go. Yeah, well, sounds like a good time to me. I don't think Felix Cat is on this. I might be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it on the menu. Oh, okay. See where the challenge comes in. Okay, I can just knock that thing off the screen when I'm invincible. Okay, that's good to know. Well, challenge decimated. I don't think there's any particular reason for me to beat these levels, but I may as well. You know, something to do. So what does that say on the top? Does that just say Kitty? Because I didn't know what else it would say. Yeah, I guess it must do. Yeah, welcome to, it's a giant aquarium? What's going on? Okay, well, I get a nice chance to take a drink between levels, just because it shows this little cutscene. Yeah, I remember that famous scene in the cartoon where Hello Kitty just, like, smashed a fox in the face with a hammer. Oh, well done. Unfortunately, I don't think that game is on here, so I don't think I'll be beating that game today. I never actually beat the second one. I played through the first game, but I never really beat the sequels. Like, I've played some of them, but I never sat down and actually tried to play through them. Okay. So, okay, well, I can say at least this much. I think I've played far enough into this to where I can say I assume that this game doesn't get, like, stupidly hard later on. It's kind of funny, because I died on the first level, but now that I know what's going on, yeah. But I can't remember what this game's real title is. I mean, the first two games... I mean, the real titles of those games were Musashi no Ken. Or was it Musashi no Ken? What was the other one called? It was like some ridiculously long title that I can't remember. It's like Puss in Boots is Around the World in 80 Days. Super Massive World Adventure, or whatever it's called. Oh, wait, is that it? No, there was just the one flower on that level. Okay, well, I'll take the victory. I will take the W. Oh, okay, what do I do here? Because there's that... Oh, I see. Ugh! I tried to turn around and whack the thing, but it didn't work. I can at least get to level 10. Okay, let's try from the left this time. Okay, here we go. So I don't know if knocking those things off the level despawns them. I'm guessing it does. Unless it bounces back up again. I guess I'll find out. Actually, who made these characters off game? Like, was it an internal studio? Like, did they have their own studio? Or maybe these were outsourced? I don't actually remember. I do remember the best of these games being... I think it's called Sanrio World Smash Ball, which is a Super Famicom game. And it's kind of like this... like, just this hardcore sort of multiplayer game. And I say hardcore, it's not really presented that way, but it kind of is. Yeah, Super Bomb... Oh, there are achievements? You know, I haven't played that much of the Super Bomberman games. I remember having one of them as a kid on the SNES. But I think I just played the multiplayer mode. That's something about most Bomberman games, I just play the multiplayer modes in them. I'm not really so much into the single player for those games. It's kind of like playing Call of Duty or something. You know, so much one about this game. Yeah, they got the graphics on model. You know, I mean, you compare it to, like, the Puss in Boots game. Though, to be fair, this did come out considerably after that. Because that game was 86, this, I think, was, like, 1992, wasn't it? Like, this was quite late. Like, Charactersoft didn't start making games until, like, the Super Famicom launched. Oh, okay, this is my, Felix Cat devs. Okay, that's cool. So I don't know why I collected that. I don't think there are any enemies in the level. Also, the levels almost feel like they're designed for 2 players in mind, but there doesn't seem to be a 2-player mode. So I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, well, that's good to know. Actually, yeah, now that I hear it, yeah, the sound is very similar to Felix Cat. It's got that same kind of, sound driver. Yeah, like, it is literally just Balloon Kid, but localized. That's why that game's good. So they just ported it over and just changed the characters. I was never big into Balloon Kid, though, like the original one. Mostly because of just the way the screen was cropped. It made it kind of awkward to play, I found. Because there just wasn't enough time to react to what was coming. At least that's how I felt. I don't know. Like, Hello Kitty World basically fixed that by, you know, making it into a console game. With a bigger screen resolution. Ooh. Okay, so you gotta be a bit early on the uptake. Wait, is the enemy stuck? Not anymore. No, I think I'm supposed to do that one last. Okay, I might have messed up. Okay, stage 10. Does anyone know how many levels this game has? So, obviously it's somewhere between 10 and 99. But I don't actually know. I mean, this could be, you know, 15 levels, or it could be 50. Okay, I guess do that one last. Ugh! Okay, you can't hit it from below. I thought maybe you could. Yeah, I mean, Felix Cat is a pretty easy game for the most part. Like, I mean, I never got a game over. I don't even know what the game over screen looks like in that game. I mean, this game is probably harder. Because it feels... Oh, yeah, you're more liable to die. Like, Felix, you get power-ups. This game, you generally don't. Like, you maybe get invulnerability for a few seconds, but nothing that grants you extra health. Yeah, Felix Cat is a good game. I think that was probably released around the same time as this, but it never got released on Famicom, which is unfortunate. Okay, I don't know why I tried to do that again. Should have just jumped. Okay, well, last life. I want to at least beat level 10. And then see if there is a level 11. Yeah, I don't know what it is. This ball enemy is far more difficult to deal with than anything else in the game. Feels like something that should be reserved for, like, later parts, and yet they put it on level 1. There we go. I won't be satisfied until I beat this level. Yeah, kind of thing. You didn't get it on the Famicom, but you sure did get it on the NES and on Dendy. So, what is that face? It almost looks like something from Mario and Yoshi on the Game Boy, like the puzzle game. At least it does to me. Mind you, they also released, what was it, Cool Borders? Like the first one, which is a bit weird to me. I remember the first one wasn't very good. And the second one was basically an improved take on the first. Okay, might not get much further than this, but give it a go. Yo, boom! Like the Invincible song. Okay, how do I get up? Okay, I think I know how, actually. Okay. Yeah, coming for you, because I got the power strawberry to win. Okay. Also, the score. I wonder why it's displayed with a calculator. Possibly a cash register. I can't tell which. You know, like, playing this game just makes me think that I'm eventually going to start coming across games like Mappy, like the really early Famicom games. Because we haven't actually seen any of those yet, which is surprising considering that they tend to be the bread and butter of systems like this. And yet, haven't played any of them yet. But we will before too long, I'm sure. Just because of the sheer amount of them. Well, people really want to hear that buzzing sound. To be fair, it's a calming sound. Oh, okay, I didn't know what the bird was going to do. But yeah, it's one of those things, sometimes you just want like a background sound like that to calm you a little bit. I like it. Maybe the sort of thing I would just leave on. There we go. But yeah, I mean, gameplay, I mean, for specific games, it's really a case of people who want to find any particular games that they want to know more about, maybe. Okay, so I don't think... Hold on. Can I get killed on the bonus level? No. Okay, it just ends. I kind of figured as such, but there are games where you can die on the bonus screen, like Zookeeper. And that one's a real shame, because, like, Zookeeper is almost a masterpiece, but it kind of isn't. Like, if it... Okay, if the bonus levels in that game were just, okay, if you die on the screen, it just goes to the next level. Like, that would be, like, masterpiece level. As it is, it's merely good. But it should be a lot better. Oh, oops. Nope, jumped too early. Oh yeah, good old 10 hours. Well, actually, yeah, possibly. I mean, whenever I go to bed, I always just have, like, a playlist. I'll just put, like, songs on. Okay, I didn't jump too early that time. Okay, I feel like this one might take a while. Oh, no. Also, like... Yeah, I'm bored of trying to water this plant. I'm just going to start reading books while I'm on this moving platform. Something to do. Oh, wait! Okay, you can move the platform by hitting it with a hammer. Okay, well... Actual good thing to know. And not the most obvious thing in the world. Yeah, I feel like you have to know that in order to not run out of time. Okay. Now that I've figured out the secret, let's beat this level. Ugh! Or get killed. Try not to get killed by that thing. Okay. Well, there we go. That was Hello Kidy. Or Kidy, or however you pronounce it. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Got another couple of games left to cover on this page. So we'll just skip straight to page 351, like this one. Or page 36, I should say. Solomon's Key. Here's a game that I've played a fair bit, and I've never finished it because it is... Just because of how difficult it is. Like, this is a game that I think has... Is it like 60 levels or 50? I forget the exact count, but... Yeah, there's a lot of levels to this one. There's no password system, I think. I want to say the Master System version of this has passwords, but this version doesn't. And yes, this did get a Master System port. Quite a good version, actually. I want to say it's the better version. I don't know, I like this game, but it's not one of my favourite games on the system. I think more just because of how difficult it is than anything else. Again, there's, I think, 60 levels, and... Yeah, it's one of those games where you really need to rely on the continue code to have any chance of finishing it. It's another one of those that I remember seeing on Game Center CX, actually. Like classics off that show. I'm trying to remember how you get all the different bells. Ugh! Okay, I pressed the wrong button, but I got away with it. Also, yeah, you do have to press up to jump in this game, which is a little bit... which is a little bit awkward, I find. I kind of wish they just set it to, like, the A button, and then B to, you know, do this thing. And then maybe, I don't know, the select button to use the fire. I think that would have worked a little bit better, maybe? I don't know. I don't like pressing up to jump in most games, like, unless maybe it's a fighting game or something like that. It's the only one where it really feels natural to do. Just because you need to have the main focus being on, you know, the attack buttons. But yeah, like I said, I never got very far into this one. Like, if anyone could beat this game if it continues, I'd be impressed. But guess what? I can do this. I mean, I'm not going to get far in the game anyway. I may as well do that. But you know what, Tecmo? Their output on the system was generally quite solid, actually. I sure got to think of any, like, really bad games they made. I can kind of think of one, maybe. And even that's kind of an edge case. I suppose we'll get into that later, but... yeah, you might know what I'm talking about. I don't know where the other thing is. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the exit. I do know that the fairies, you get enough of them, then you get to go to a bonus level, and I think you have to go to all the bonus levels to get the best ending, or something like that. Oh no. Yeah, this is where I get stuck. Yeah, actually no, hold on. I think you have to collect the Aries symbol. And then beat the level. Like, you have to beat the level and collect the symbol. Which is, not the best. You kill this thing, because I don't feel like dealing with that right now. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to use the B button. I don't really care at this point. Yeah, here we go. Welcome to the hidden level. Like I said, you have to collect that and beat the level in one run. And I don't remember what the deal is with this one. So you get extra... well, it says life, but really it's a time limit. You can kill the enemies easily. To be fair, like, of the games I've played so far, I mean, discounting the nice code slot, because, you know, if I was ranking these games, like, those would all be at the bottom of the list by default. But, you know, if I was, for the sake of argument, to rank these games, like, this would be pretty near the top so far. I'd be like, yeah, this is a good one. Is it one of the best games on the system? Probably not. I kind of like it. Okay. But yeah, by Salio. Well, they didn't actually make it, though. It was iSystem Tokyo, wasn't it? Who, like, actually made the port. I think. Okay, I remember the secret to this level. Watch this. You want to know how to beat this level? This is how you do it. You get the enemies to fall off the screen. Actually, you know what? Because you only get so much time to do this, I'm probably just gonna go for the ones on the left. Oh! Now I'm just being a Burke. Also, you can't generate blocks over these things. But yeah. Yeah, that's, gotta go for the tried and true methods. See, I'm not completely terrible at games, just mostly terrible. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember how you meant to do this level. Like, what the trick is to this one, I don't know. See if I try to figure it out. Just like... Ugh. Hold on. Is this how you do it? No, I don't think it is. Yeah. How are you meant to kill... Like, how are you meant to avoid those things? I don't know, because you can't destroy the blocks. I think they actually do just expect you to use the fireballs. Because how you meant to beat this otherwise, I haven't got a clue. So I think you literally are just supposed to use those. Or maybe, like, kill one of them and leave the other one. There we go. I mean, I may as well collect these things. Assuming they don't just despawn after a few seconds. Oh, no, they don't. It's one of the few games where if you leave it for a few seconds, it doesn't disappear. Yeah. Famicom fans all over the world. I mean, I'm a Famicom fan, and I'm not even from a country that had the Famicom. Not in that form, anyway. Oh, what a cool. Oh, and the background changed colour? What's going on? It's like, yeah, you got all the fairies. Also, my fairy counter dropped to 0? What happened? Oh, hold on, no. I think it's because, yeah, whenever you get the... Yeah, when you get a 1-up in this, that's when it goes back to 0. Okay. And this level, I don't know how you meant to do this one. Okay, here we go. Like, you see how slow this level is? Like, the game can't handle it. Okay. Yeah, pushing the game to its limit. So I feel like I might not be doing this the optimal way, but whatever. And this coin is blocking my progress. Hold on, I gotta straight run to the exit, watch this. Yeah, Micro Genius. Trying to think, Micro Genius... Yeah, they made a whole bunch of clones, didn't they? It's like them, you have Dario. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, everything from this point, I don't remember this level. I'm sure I've played it at some point, but... What are you meant to do on this one? I don't know. So just grab that, just because I can. What's the secret? Okay, we'll see if I can make it to this level. No, and I'm gonna get killed because I can't dodge that. Okay, I don't know how you meant to do this level beyond just kill all the enemies and then finish it. I feel like that's like I feel like that's the real technique, is just kill all the enemies and then beat the level. Yeah, here we go. Well, just made the level a lot easier. Oh, hold on. No, I need to go to the edge. Oh wait, it keeps track of the, yeah, it keeps track of the key that I got. Oh, and I made a second bell up here? Sure, let's get that. Yeah, I think it's just a case of you collect enough fairies and get one up. There we go. Ooh, anyway, see. Yeah, VR6. I don't have any VR6 games. I don't know. I think most of the ones I've got are just normal mappers of the generic ones. Also, this looks a lot like the room I was in before. Yeah, looks a whole lot like that one. Okay, here we go. Yeah, marvel at my superior block appearing and destroying powers. I get the feeling there's like something hidden on the top left. Possibly the top right. Nope. Okay, and I pressed the A button, it didn't do anything. I feel like there's something good on the top. And apparently I'm wrong, because there is not. Oh, also you can't bounce your head off the ceiling. Okay, well, we've got two lives left to clear another, like, 50 levels. Or however many it is. Oh, also I can't just drop down into that, even though it looks like I should be able to, but no. Oh, hold on. I think I know what to do. Okay, I thought that would kill the enemy, but I guess not. Okay. Now I just realized the problem. I think when I fall down here, it's not... Okay. So I can move down the second platform, but not the first one. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to either go into the first ledge or to just die. So what is that thing on the top? Is that meant to be Gemini? Well, no, because it's two different people, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Cyrillic is not my strong point. Oh, this might be a struggle. Oh, no, made it. Yeah, eat that. Oh, how do I do this? Okay, well I can't just go up. Yeah, that's not going to work. Also, I might have just made this unwinnable. Yeah, okay, I think if you move this ice, like ice fire or whatever it is, I think you just get killed. I probably should have used the like my own fire to kill it, but I can't remember if that works. I think it does. But yeah, level 10. Also, yeah, I think this is the Famicom version, isn't it? Though, from what I remember, the Famicom and NES versions of this are more or less the same. I don't think there is any difference beyond the title screen. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? I guess I... Do I actually need to do this? Nope. That doesn't work, but okay, I can just do this anyway. Okay. Oh, wait. I think I just figured it out. Jump. Okay. And then jump again. Whoa. Yeah, good thing I figured that out. Oh, no, apparently that thing moves faster than I thought it did. Yeah. There we go, the magic number, 52. There we go. Yeah. Again, anyone who could beat that game on one credit, we're better at games than I'll ever be. I probably got interested, I don't know, I guess when I got into NES emulation. Like, in the 2000s. 52 card pickup. Is that game on this? Because I feel like with all the nice code games we have, I get the feeling that may well be one of theirs. But here we go. Time to play some Flipull, an exciting cube game. You know, as opposed to all those boring cube games. You probably saw a few of those from Nice Code on the last stream. Let's go for a normal level. The advanced one is basically, you've got to do a specific... you got to do a specific thing in order to win. I feel like this is either a trick or this is how I'm supposed to do it. Yeah, so this, in case you haven't figured it out, you gotta try to get rid of as many of the blocks as possible. Yeah, I don't really have an option here, do I? Okay, so I've got to get the block count down to 9 or less. And if I could do that, I win. So, I think I've managed it. There we go. Also, yeah, if you run out of those lightning bolts on the bottom right, then it's game over. Yeah, I've played this one on the Game Boy before, but this is definitely the better version. It's not only does it have the advanced mode, but it just looks and sounds like considerably better. I mean, even disregarding the hardware limitations. They're maybe not as bad as some Game Boy conversions out there. I mean, I think of something like, what is it, Palamedes, which is, like, really not good at all. Yeah, here we go. So I collected the lightning bolt, extra life, which is good. That's what I want. Oh, I just realised I can't do that. I can't do that column of X's, because the level isn't set up for that. Oh well. There we go. Can I do it? Well, I think I can. In fact, not only am I going to do it, I'm going to clear, like, all the blocks that I can. Yeah, so, like, 3 is the minimum that you can have. Like, that's the best you can possibly do on the levels. And, yeah, I think you get an extra life if you do that. Or maybe that's based on points, I don't remember. Also, yeah, also known as plotting. I'm not sure why the other versions of this were called that. It's a bit of a weird name. Then again, I guess, like, what does Flipull mean, to be fair? But yeah, I mean, this is, I would say, certainly one of the better games that you'll find on this system. Like, this one's actually quite fun. But it's also very difficult. Like, this game has, I think, 50 levels. And I don't think I've ever got more than, like, a dozen levels. Well, that just happens anyway, doesn't it? Or am I wrong on that? Oh, hold on. I can just do this. Go for the grapes. And I gotta do this. Yeah. Ugh! I did it. Like I say, I've never gotten very far into this game. In fact, I just barely beat that level. I should tell you something. I'm trying to think if I have this game on cartridge. I actually can't remember. Like, this might be on one of those, like, Huang Xin Wei cartridges. It may be. I don't remember. Like, because I know that has other games on it. Like, it has a couple versions of Tetris. Oh, okay, that's just me being an idiot. And just not paying attention to what the fruits are. To be fair, on my screen at least, the apples and tomatoes do look quite similar. Okay, I need to make sure to avoid the apple. But yeah, this is one of those games, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but this game I've always found to be, like, quite hard, and again, I can never beat it. Like I say, I have this on the Game Boy as well, and like that version, I'm not even sure if that version has continues. No, yeah, I think I've lost again, haven't I? Oops. Okay. Oh, I thought it was going to give me the banana, but I missed it. Oh, no, it does. Ugh. Yeah, see, this is where, like, all my skill goes to die. Anyway, let's see what we've got. Level 5. I was about to say 9, but I'm like, no, I'm not good enough at this game to get level 9 on 1 credit. But yeah, this version was ported by, what was the name? Is it Daiei Seisakusho, or whatever their name is? I think they also did the NES version of Operation Wolf, which actually came out before this, despite what the graphics may tell you. But I mean, this is, you know, by design, a more simplistic game by comparison. I mean, unsurprisingly, yeah, the games that we're going to be coming across, like, a lot of them are going to be a bit less, they have a bit less depth to them than, I guess, the games that appear at the start of this compilation. But that's just kind of what you have to expect. And that's fine by me. I mean, I'm down to play games like this. There's like very slight Zoop vibes about this one to me. Okay, how do I do this? No, I might have messed this up. Oh well. Fine, I'll just do this. Okay. Oh yeah, 84 and 1. I can't remember where that cartridge went. I might have sold it. Or sent it off for preservation. I don't remember what I did with it. Okay, let's do this. Like I said, this is another one of those games I know for a fact I won't be able to finish, but I may as well play it for a bit. Because I do like this game, even if I'm rubbish at it. Actually, I don't even know if it's that I'm rubbish at it, or if the game is just really hard. It's hard to tell with a lot of these NES games. Or Famicom games, in this case. Because, sadly, this never got a NES release. Again, it was released on Game Boy, but it was not released on the NES. Even though I feel like maybe it should have been. Okay, well, I can't go down, because that's just going to lose. Okay, here we go. So I've got to avoid the circle. No, can't get that. Actually, maybe that's a good thing, now that I think about it. Okay. I think I'm about to win, actually. There we go. Yes, I did hear that they went back and actually translated Super Bomberman 4 and 5, which is really good. Because, yeah, they were only released on Super Famicom originally, but there are fan translations, but there aren't any, yeah, there weren't any official translations until now. It's kind of like what they did with the Kunio games on the Famicom, where they did translations of, like, all those games. Which is good, because those games are quite good from what I remember. They're also surprisingly common on these clone systems. I don't know, just more than you might expect, I guess, if you're not familiar with these. Also, yeah, like, you see the amount of blocks I have to get rid of. I should also note, by the way, that the triangle, that's actually supposed to be the Taito logo. They just edited it to just be a generic triangle for this bootleg version. Okay. What do we do with the square? Okay, we got the triangle. No, I think I'm fine. Okay, let's do that. Again, it's supposed to be the Taito logo. Yeah, like, Kudio must be, like, a huge deal in Japan. Or just Asia in general. I mean, obviously it was big in Japan, just judging by the sheer number of games they released. Like, I mean, on the Famicom alone, I think there were 11 games. Which is insane to me. Like, even, like, Mario, I don't think had that many. Okay, so... Oh, okay, for a second I thought I messed up. Okay, have I still messed up? Let's find out. No, I think I've done it. Okay, I'm good. Oh, that's right, yeah, I remember in this game, if you run out of time, it's game over immediately. It doesn't even matter if you're, like, you beat the level. Like, even if you meet the win condition, it just says game over. Which is kind of silly. Like, I feel like if you've gotten enough blocks to clear the level, it should just give you the option to just move to the next one. Doesn't really make sense to me. Like, it maybe makes sense on the arcade machine, but... Yeah, playing this on, like, a home console, I never really understood it. I don't know. I guess, to be fair, the advanced mode, I guess they do change that up a bit. To, yeah, get rid of a couple of the more arcadey elements of this game. It plays very similarly, but... Yeah, they kind of alter that. Which is fine by me. You know, it's good to have that other mode in there. Well, here we go. Yeah, get all them squares. Get out of my way, you squares. Because it's cool. Cool to drive fast. Of course it's cool. But yeah, the thing about this game is, it doesn't matter how good you are, you gotta be fast if you want to beat it. And I think I just lost. Oh well. Though actually, I'm looking at the amount of lives I've got left. And I can just do this. Just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna win. I'm sure there's some trick to, like, knowing what the most optimal move is. But I can't tell you what the trick is. I'm not smart enough to know what that is, unfortunately. Golf Free. Well, that's the sequel to Nintendo World Cup, isn't it? Nintendo World Cup is a good game. Like, I played for it on Game Boy, I think. Because that was the version that I had back in the day. I don't know. Has anyone ever played through this game? Like, has anyone beaten it? If you've beaten this game, I'd be impressed. Because I think you only get... It's like 3 continues and then you're done. Yeah, well, they don't even give you infinite continues to beat it. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I keep doing the okay thing, but it's fun to do. Yeah, no one ever beat this game. Not without, like, save states, at least. Again, maybe with infinite continues, but, yeah, without that, I think it's fair to say I'm not beating this one. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to do these levels quickly, because, I mean, the game is designed to rush you, so... kind of have to, really. You've gotten further. Well... I'll make an effort. And, oh, no, it turns out I can get that, pile of circles. Fine, I'll just do this then. But, yeah, I'm probably going to be done with this in a bit. Okay. I don't even know how you're supposed to do this level. Yeah, it just feels kind of awkward, in a sense. Like, is there a secret to beating this level? Yeah. It's like, yeah, we just accidentally made level 10 impossible. So now you just have to quit the game. Yeah, like, the fact that they actually have, like, they limit the continues. And I don't think there's a way to change that either. Like, there's no code for infinite continues or anything. Which would have made this doable. But without that, it's not going to happen. So we're going to move on from Flipull onto, hopefully, games that I may have a chance of finishing. Now, just adding the little counter on here. So that was page 36. So the next page, after page 36, is page number 3. And no, this does not involve any buxom bare-breasted women. What it actually involves is, yeah, these games. Of course, everyone's favourite, Ninja Gaidem 3. Of course, it also involves all of the Double Dragon and RoboCop games. It's funny, the RoboCop 3, like, there was a remix that was posted in chat the other day. Which is kind of timely. Also, the fact that we got Ninja Gaiden 3 when they just re-released Ninja Gaiden 2. Yeah, this is what I meant when I said that I didn't want to do all the games in order. Like, having to play all the RoboCop games one after the other is a cruel and unusual punishment. So let's not do that. And in fact, I'm going to start with RoboCop. Get your RoboCops out. Yep, the future of law enforcement. Like the furniture of law enforcement. I just want to hear that RoboCop theme. Yeah, I mean, they kind of got it in there a little bit. Here we go. OCP police! Weight 250 pounds? I thought he was heavier than that. Like, I mean, he's like mostly made of metal. Like, 250 seems light. Yeah, futuristic robot, Terminator Autobotic, exciting movie look, toy. What we're looking at right here. I do like the font this game has, like that. Like, look at that Z. It's a real crazy Z they got going on. Yeah, prime directives.
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
Yeah. And then, of course, you got Directive 4. But, yeah, we actually have the English version for once, which is nice, because it means I'll actually be able to read the cutscenes. Granted, I already know how this film goes. I mean, I even have RoboDoc on Blu-ray, like the documentary about the making of the film. Because RoboCop is one of my favourite movies ever. Like, it's like, come on now. Also, there's a secret to playing this game. So, here's the thing. So, in this game, you press A to attack, you press B to attack, but A, the attack varies depending on what's showing. But what's also really funny is that if you press select, it blocks. Also, you can make him dance. So we go. Collect the P, because I got hit. Wow. Also, yeah, good luck figuring out where you have to go on the stairs to go up or down. But, yeah, the secret to playing this game, by the way, like, the key to beating this is knowing when to hold the select button. Because the thing is, while you're blocking, you're effectively invincible. Like, you can't take damage. It's really weird. Except sometimes it doesn't quite work. I don't know if that's just a problem with the select button on the screen. Maybe that is a problem with this controller. I don't know. I remember it being easier to do, like, playing this on the NES. Because I do actually have the Famicom version of this on cartridge. A pirated version, but it is that game. Yeah, I swear, half the time I press block and it doesn't block. It's like you have to stop and then block. Oh, also you can pause the game. Also, yeah, having to press select to block is kind of awkward on top of everything else. It really feels like you should just press up or something like that. But I guess you also have, like, directional attacks. Also, this part is actually a lot easier if you've got a turbo controller. Because you have to punch this dude. For some reason, shooting him doesn't work. Like, he is invincible to bullets. Yeah, and, like, hitting him is, like, way harder than it should be. Like, if your timing is a little bit off, you're getting hit. There we go. Again, that part is actually way easier if you've got a turbo controller. I'm sorry, that's the best part of the game. Just that animation. Yeah, I do have the NT version, which is the Famicom version of the game. This is another one of those games where you can't play slow. Like, you have to, like, you have to rush it, basically, if you want to, like, not get killed by the timer. Because that timer does not wait. There we go, I can just block fire. Yeah, see, RoboCop, as long as he has his fists up, fire does not hurt him. Okay, I gotta stop moving a bit earlier than I think I do. Okay, at least I can get my health back. Thankfully, the health is a bit generous on this level. Yeah, the timer, again, it really feels like you just don't get enough time. I mean, granted, this is, like, was an ocean game originally, so maybe that's why. Also, yeah, some of the enemies will just run past you, so you're actually better off just blocking as they run. Also, I like how they try to work the RoboCop theme into the music. It's like this is just like a bad remix of the theme song. But, you know, it's time for the theme. He is a robot. He is a cop. He is a RoboCop. Actually, can I despawn this dude? I want to see this. No. I think I'm forced to fight this prick. And, like, you can't even use the gun. Like, for some reason, half the time he just, like, disarms the gun. For cop reasons, I guess. I don't know. So I think one or two of these rooms do... Yeah, okay, there is health. I do remember that being a thing. Good thing my memory did not fail me. Unfortunately, I have to fight this git again. Because the game decides, yeah, we're just going to respawn him. Also, the P power-ups do not refill all your health. Also, I think the T... It's meant to be... No, I can't pick up the P power-up because it's too far to the right. So, that's good. Thankfully, I've got full health anyway. Okay, well... Oh, now he pulls out the gun for a part where you don't need the gun. Oh, also, if you're too far to the right, he just, like, fails to hit the wall. He just, like, his fist goes through the wall and doesn't do anything. I forget how this bit works. Now I think I have to stand here, don't I? Yeah, okay. Like, you gotta do this, like, very deliberately. Unfortunately, this is one of those games that doesn't tell you, like, how much health the boss has. So you just have to take a wild guess. And then he just randomly gets killed. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those games where, like, you want to play through it, you might want to have a turbo controller. And maybe save states, and probably a cheat code for infinite continues, because you don't even get that. So, yeah, that's RoboCop. We'll leave the other ones for later, because, probably need to take a rest before I tackle RoboCop 2. Ninja Gaiden 3! This is going to be an interesting one, because I actually played through the Famicom version of this recently, like a couple of weeks ago. And it's going to be interesting to see which version they put on here. I think I could probably guess, though, given how these streams tend to go. But here we go. Yep, Ninja Gaiden 3. Tecmo presents... Yeah, Ninja Gaiden... No, that's a different game. Yep, Ninja Gaiden 3. Yeah, so this is, like, the American version of the game. Ninja Gaiden 3 is interesting because this game is very different depending on what version you play. Because the first two games are notoriously hard. You know, like, games that really define the phrase Nintendo hard. And I'm usually not a fan of Nintendo hard games. I don't find them fun to play a lot of the time. But then you have this game, where they try to rework things a bit, refine it a bit, modernize the feel of the gameplay a bit, so you don't have enemies constantly respawning because you went back 2 pixels. And, you know, also add... yeah, also add things like checkpoints, or like additional checkpoints, I should say. And I think the boss fights were a bit simpler. Yeah, just things like that. But yeah, depending on what version of this game you play, this is a very different game. If you play the American version or the Japanese version, you will have a very different time with it. I can tell you that much. Having recently played through the Famicom version, yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying that. And, yeah, fun fact, actually. So when I played the Famicom version of this, I will say for the record, I got to this, like, second to last boss before I had to start using continues. Like, I got pretty far into the game on 1 credit. And I feel like playing that version of the game, like a 1 credit run, is not out of the question. This version, on the other hand, yes, it is absolutely out of the question, as you will see. Like, if anyone could beat this game on 1 credit, I bow down to you, because, like I said, the first 2 games are notoriously hard. You know, like, they have a reputation among the hardest games on the console. And it feels like with this game, the American, like, Tecmo team, whatever, they were like, you know what? People want the hardest game possible. So you end up with this game. This game, it really feels like... Okay, it's like they went, okay, yeah, the first 2 games were just too easy. You know, we need to make these games harder. I don't remember what this is. It's like a weapon. Also this, though. Soundtrack is pretty banging. Yeah, beating the American version of this. There is, Oh, did this have a life cheat on the Famicom, like, bootleg? I'm not aware of that. I just played the regular version, so I didn't use, like, live codes or anything like that. I just played it normally and like, beat the game. But it's really funny that they would hack that version. Like, they realized, yeah, no one in their right mind would want to play the American version unless they actively want to go their way to play the hardest games on the system. Because again, you're talking about the hardest games on the NES. This is one of them. Like, it does not get much harder than Ninja Gaiden 3. So I'm just trying to remember this pattern. Pretty easy pattern, to be fair. Again, the bosses are generally more straightforward than they are in previous games. But in this version, the enemies tend to do more damage. Like, twice as much damage, or thrice, or, you know, depending. The patterns, like the positions of where the enemies are, is also far more difficult to deal with. They just added tons of enemies, moved the power-ups into more awkward places. And there are far fewer checkpoints in this version as well. I think this next level has 1 checkpoint in the entire level. It's ridiculous. Yeah, if you're talking about, like, difficult games, then yes, this game is up there. There is a cheat code to get continues, I think. Because, yeah, full disclosure, and you'll see this when I inevitably run out of lives. Yeah, one of the big differences between this and the first 2 games is that this version of the game has limited continues. Like, you literally have to beat the game on 5 continues. And anyone who's ever played an extensive amount of the first 2 games knows that having continues in a game this hard is sadistic. I mean, having it in the first 2 games would have been bad enough. And putting it in a game that's actually harder than those 2, yeah, it's like... It does have the feel of like they were actively going out of their way to try to make the hardest game like, making the game as hard as possible, almost. I don't think it has, like, the respawning issues of the first two games, but... yeah, all I can say is good luck. If you actually sit down and try to play through this yourself. And I swear that the hit detection on this one feels a bit suspect. Like, even... and that's not a thing with the localization, that's just how this game is. I don't know. For whatever reason, the hit detection in this game just feels off to me. Like, especially with your, like, default weapon. Like, the default katana, whatever. It just seems like... it just seems to miss the enemies more than it hits. Like, if the enemy is moving vertically, most of the time, the weapon just misses. Like, it just goes right through the enemy. Which I don't remember being a problem in the Famicom version. Also, I don't remember those spikes hurting you in the Famicom version either. I'm pretty sure they were just a background element in that one. But in this version, they hurt you. Because, Ninja Gaiden 3. Though, to be fair, I may as well have died there anyway, because I was basically out of health. You kind of need all the health in this game. Again, I don't know what it is. I swear the hit detection in this game is off. It just feels incorrect. Like, in a way that it isn't in the first two games. Like, the first two games, I want to say, had better hit detection than this game. If I have, like, one problem with the Famicom version, that would be my complaint with it. Is that sometimes you hit the enemies and... or it looks like you hit the enemies and the game just doesn't count it. I guess we'll see that more in action when we get to the first two games. They're not on this page, but, yeah, you probably saw them on the menu as I was scrolling through the menu. Oh yeah, Spider-Man. No, it was Spider-Man 2, wasn't it? Also, yeah, you need that, by the way. Because that gives you extra, you know, power for your power-ups. Yeah. So I played like well, what was presented as a translated take on the Famicom version, or maybe it was, I don't remember if that's what it was, or if it was like a hack of this game that reverted some of the changes, but it certainly did not revert all of them. There are some aspects that were kept for whoever made that hack, and yeah, just, ugh, no. Like, this game, no, trust me, you will just want to play the Famicom version. Again, unless your thing is playing the hardest games on the system, just play the Famicom version. You'll be much better off, trust me. Yeah, you can still cheat the health. See, I don't think I ever played the Spider-Man 2 hack. I suppose now that I've beaten the Famicom game, because I think it is based on that one, isn't it? I suppose I could just play through that one. No reason not to. I do like the soundtrack of this. I don't know, like, there are people who will tell you that this is maybe among the best games on the system. Again, for this version at least, I would disagree. Like, this is a game that's for, like, a very specific audience. And for no one else. Like, even people who like the first two games really do not seem to like this one, from what I've noticed. Like, yeah. Like, I've seen people who say that, like, the first two games are great, and then the third game, they changed the gameplay too much and it ruined it. And this part, ugh. Yeah, this part's just set up to get killed. Yeah, like that enemy, you don't know the enemy's coming, you're dead. Like, you're not making it. Also, yeah, I forgot they kind of changed the pattern here. Oh, also, like, that weapon uses up tons of ammo for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, thankfully this boss is pretty easy. Ugh. And I'm gonna just give you a spoiler right now. There is not a chance in hell I'm beating this next level. I remember getting this far, playing that ROM hack, and I didn't get past it. Like, I just kept banging my head against the level, and never got to finish it. But at least we had to see 8-bit Willem Dafoe. He's going to turn into the Green Goblin. Yeah, Foster, aka Willem Dafoe. I'm sorry, that's just... That is 8-bit Willem Dafoe. You can't convince me otherwise. You'll never defeat me, Spider-Man. Is this why they made the Spider-Man hack? Like, they saw Spider-Man, and they were like, oh yeah, that man in the cutscenes in Ninja Ryu Kingdom 3, that looks like the man that plays the Green Goblin. Maybe that's why they made that ROM hack. Also, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we got framed. Also, yeah, I'm not going to spoil the plot, but, yeah, it goes a different direction, let's say. Though if you've played the first two games, you probably have an idea of where this game's going anyway. Also, got a very blue face. I guess because of graphical limitations, but still. Okay. But like I say, I can tell you right now, I've played this game enough to know that I'm not beating this level. Again, if this was the Famicom version, I'd be fine. But this version with like the fucked enemy placement, yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's just going to be that over and over. Because I think that's like my biggest complaint with this version, actually. More than anything, it's down to the enemy placement. They just put the enemies in the most dickish locations they could find. And I swear I was holding up and pressing B, and it didn't do it. I pressed the buttons, and the game just didn't. It was like, no. Did I see you pressing those buttons? I don't think I did. But yeah, they really do go like out of their way to like make this game just a pain in the arse to play. Like I can't even hit the thing. Like I'm just trying to get the power up, and I can't just do a regular attack to get it. And you don't even get like the upgraded weapon on this level until like right at the end. Like literally, you have to go out of your way. Like, at the very end of the level to get the upgraded power up. It is a bastard of a game. Yeah, like... Yeah, like, you try doing this. Like, here's the thing. On the Famicom version, like, this area is mostly the same. But the enemy placement is so much less of a pain to deal with. That and the enemies, they don't do nearly as much damage. So, yeah, that... If anyone can beat that level without continues, good luck. Because, like, that is a level that I would say save states was made for. Ugh. Nah. And that is as far as I would want to play. Like, because the second level is a bastard, and then the third level is just like... It's like they went out of their way to ruin the game. At least that's how it feels like to me, anyway. Yeah, well, before I go on my break, we may as well take a look at the first Double Dragon game. Because I need that theme song. I need the BJ theme to perk me up. Anyway. Okay, let's have a quick go on this. It's kind of funny, I was playing the Game Boy version of this not so long ago. Ooh. Also, give me that mission theme. Yeah, you can't play as Jimmy in this one. Like, you play as Bimmy. Okay, so I think I remember the trick for this. So, this game is weird. It has this semi-RPG sort of experience system. So, you'll notice on the bottom left corner of the screen that you've got a heart. That heart counter, that basically signifies, like, what moves you have available. When you start out, like, you can't even do a jump kick. It just does a jump. This is a weird game. I mean, I like this game, but it's odd. Also, from what I remember, generally you want to try to get those XP points early on. And I seem to recall the most effective way to do that is with punches, I think. I think punches get you more for some reason. I don't know why, but it does. So if you can get away with just doing punches, you'll unlock the other moves earlier. So, like, you'll notice I just got a second heart. Also, you know what? Say what you want about this game, but the soundtrack is a banger. You know, like, you have, what is it? Yeah, the Double Dragon Kunio collection I mentioned earlier. Of course, it does have these games as well. Though I think the Double Dragon games are more or less unchanged. Because, I mean, what is there to change, really? It's pretty much the same. Also, yeah, the enemy, like, the way they attack feels a little bit buggy. I don't know. Like, it feels like there's ways to cheese the computer in this. Like, just the way they move about. Also, you can do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna just walk up the side of this building. Oh. Wait, did I, like, soft lock the game? Oh, what's going on? Okay, I didn't realize you could do this. I thought you could just go straight back down. Okay, I'm just getting the computer to just go off the screen, I guess. Like, I'm controlling the computer. Like, they're trying to get me. Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. So now I can do the jump kick, which is going to be quite useful. Also, yeah, if they have a weapon, I just kick them. It's not really worth punching them because they just get hit in. Oh, also note, by the way, when you get the jump kick, the enemies also get the jump kick, which is a bit weird. Maybe that's a limitation of the game mapper? I don't know. Also, it is possible to get a Bobo to just fall off the edge, I think. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Well, I guess that's one way to do it. Just... I mean, that's the secret. But yeah. Anyone who's played the arcade version will probably know that the best way to play this game is to use the elbow drop. The problem is, you don't get the elbow drop until you get, like, 6 hearts. Why they lock away, like, half the moves like, until you... like, rack up hearts, I don't know. It's also kind of funny that my character has darker skin than the other characters, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It never felt like there was an effective way to avoid getting hit in this. Like, maybe I'm missing something, but, like, it seems like no matter what I do, the computer always gets a hit in. Maybe that's just me being rubbish at the game. I don't know. But yeah, this really is just a case of try to get the elbow smash as early as you can. Because you kind of want that. Also, like, the pink baseball bat. I did watch the Double Dragon movie not long ago. Which is not a great film, but it's like weird enough that it's maybe worth playing just with a weirdness factor. Yeah, you know, at this point I'm just gonna say fuck it, I'm just gonna kick everyone. Because if they're gonna play dirty, I'm gonna play dirtier. I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's a trick to beat, like, to not sucking at this. I've never, like, quite figured this game out. There we go. I don't know if that actually counts towards me in any way. And, yes, there is a Double Dragon movie. It's not great. It is very, it's jank. Like, there's a real jankness to, like, most Double Dragon games, I find. Like pretty much all of them after, like, the first 2 games. There's always, like, something about them that makes them bad. But usually it's, like, they were bad conversions. I mean, there are exceptions. Sometimes it was just like here's like this original game that's not very good. Also, watch this. I'm just gonna keep mashing A. There we go. Yep, just despawn the enemies. By despawn, I mean, you know, beat them. Okay. Now, I think everyone who's played this game knows that you can actually just skip the second boss just by climbing down, which is quite funny. Also, you can do that. I forget what the, like, I forget how you do that, but you can do it. I think it's just like, if you mash the buttons enough, it works. Oh, that's right, you have to hold towards the enemy, I think. Yeah, the thing is, you can skip that boss, but again, you probably will actually want to get the extra points so you can get the other moves. And I do remember this level being a bastard. I don't know what it is, but like level 3 was always like so much harder than the rest of the game. I think a lot of it, with this version at least, is just a lack of checkpoints. Like, you have to survive just an onslaught to get to a checkpoint in this level, and it sucks. Yeah. And this is always like my big complaint with Double Dragon. No matter what I do, the enemies always get hit in before I can kill him. And if they have a weapon, you best let them just use the, like, waste the weapon and then hit them. Yeah, and of course if they're in the kneeling animation, you can't hit them. Because it's one of those games. I don't know, it just seems like the enemies just arbitrarily get harder to hit as you progress through the game. It doesn't really make much sense. Like, if you ever played Renegade, it kind of feels like that, and not in a good way. Because Renegade on the NES is not good. Like, that's one of those games that it was maybe acceptable for 1987, but you wouldn't want to play it nowadays, like, you know. And, like, Double Dragon is kind of similar in a sense of, like, it was, like, superseded by, like, every game that came after it. Maybe not every game, but certainly enough of them to where you wouldn't necessarily want to play this one anymore. You're like, yeah, probably just want to play something else. Also, yeah, this does the classic beat-em-up thing of, like, you have to fight the bosses on the next level. I think the fact that this game has a checkpoint system is actually a big negative against this game. Because, like, beat-em-ups just straight up shouldn't have checkpoints. Like, it should just be, like, you continue from the spot where you died. Like, that's what every single, like, 16-bit game did. And probably for good reason. Yeah, Renegade 3. I mean, granted, I mean, that game is infinitely worse than this. But Renegade, still not really worth bothering with. Like, maybe, like, the Master System was like Spectrum versions, but, like, the original one or the NES version, yeah, those games are not good. Like, it's one of those games, it's influential, but that doesn't make it worth playing. Let's put it that way. But, yeah, I'm going to take a quick break to get a drink, and when I come back, we'll continue with the Double Dragon games. Maybe we'll see what's going on with RoboCop. Well, I'll be back in a minute, so don't go away.
In this soundtrack.
Say, Mr. T, what do you think about my performance on that last game?
Quit your jibber jabber! You ain't hurt! You pathetic! Ah!
Well, yeah, I probably deserve that. Oh well. It's time for some Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. It's not Beam Software, it was, what's that company? Rare, like it was them. I don't think Beam Software made any wrestling games, did they? I can't think of any. They made some, like, really shitty boxing games. But what are you gonna do? Also, is it just me or is this music faster than it's supposed to be? Anyway, let's, the story begin. Yeah, I'll bet. Okay, is this... I want to say is the European version of the game. I don't know why they picked that version specifically. I don't think there's any real advantage to playing this over the American one. But whatever. But yeah, I think other than the faster sound, it seems to be pretty much the same, as far as I can tell. Until the game starts, I dare say. Ooh, one terrible enemy. Wait, the Shadow War... Wait, is this tied in with Ninja Gaiden? What's going on? It's like, we're going to play Shadow Warriors? It's like, it just turned into a different game. Also, yeah, so Marion gets killed. Oh, that's right, yeah. I'd forgotten with this game, the control scheme is all messed up. So, you know how in Double Dragon, like the first one, you press A to jump. Oh, sorry, A to punch and B to kick. In this game, you press A, to attack right, and B, to attack to the left. Which is how it worked in Renegade, but it's not how it worked in any of the other Double Dragon games. It's really weird that they chose to do it like that, considering how the first game controlled, because, you know, as much as the first game had that issue where it's like the enemies always got their hits in before you could kill them, and that was kind of a pain to deal with. With that game, at least, like, the control scheme was fine. Like, this always throws me off, because, like, I'm used to, like, pressing B to kick. It's like, oh, no, I'm supposed to press B because I want to attack to the left. And again, especially after just playing the first game, like, it messes me up, like, twice. Twice over. Yeah, thankfully the buttons on this controller aren't reversed, so, you know, at least it's not as messed up as it could be. I can't remember if you actually have to fight these enemies or not. Also, note the fact that your weapons despawn as soon as you move to, like, like the next set of enemies. It's just, oh, we have to despawn the weapon now. Also, this enemy has just infinite knives for no reason. So you have to fight that one mini-boss from, was it Street of Rage 2? Also, yeah, there's a bit of, like, glitchiness going on the bottom of the screen, which I think is there in all versions. I don't think that's to do with this being the PAL version. At least I assume it's the PAL version, because why else would the music be playing so fast? And why are my kicks going straight through the enemies? Like, what's going on? Also, yeah, you can do that. I don't think doing that uses up health, doesn't it? That's something that only really became a thing with games like Final Fight, I think. Yeah, Load Runner. Yeah, like, Load Runner, a game that you do not want to play with reversed controls. Because that sounds terrible. Yeah, this... It really does feel like the strategy is just do the kick move, like the back kick. It's kind of weird. See, I can get a bit further with this game. I've actually got a multi-cart with the Japanese version of this game on it. And that one, they actually add some debug features into it, where you can literally just, like, hold down select and just press A or B to just skip the level or clear the screen of enemies, which is quite funny. It's a much easier way of getting through the game. But yeah, as I say, thankfully this controller, the buttons are mapped correctly, so this isn't nearly as bad to play as it could be. I mean, to be fair, this game is fine, generally. I mean, as far as Double Dragon goes on the NES, I'd say this is definitely the best of them. Oh. I was like, aren't you supposed to go down? Yes, but not until the game tells you can go down, because otherwise you'll just die. Also, yeah, there's far more pits in this game. And yeah, I'm not used to the music being this fast. Again, I've got the Famicom version of this, which is in Japanese, but it's a bit like Double Dragon 3 in the sense that that version of the game is also easier. Maybe not to nearly the same extent. Also, how you meant to dodge this one, I don't know. Just, like, go to the right and hope for the best. Also, I'm done with Linda's punk haircut in this one. Look at that. The 80s as it gets. Though, this game... I'm trying to remember when this came out. This was, like, late 1989, wasn't it? It came out, like, right at the end of the year. But, yeah, this really is a case of just turn away from the enemies and then attack. Like, the back kick, I feel, is the closest thing that you have to the, the closest thing that you have to the elbow drop. Or the elbow smash, or whatever. No, not Double Dragon 3. Sorry, I meant, Ninja Ryu Kenden 3. That's what I meant. Yeah. Double Dragon 3, we will get onto that in a bit. Once I'm done playing this. But yeah, like, Ninja Ryu Kenden 3 is so much easier compared to, yeah, Ninja Gaiden 3, you wouldn't believe. Like, again, I managed to get through most of that game on 1 credit. And whereas, like, Ninja Gaiden 3, like, the 3rd level is just, like, you're just smashing your head against a wall. That's what it feels like. Also, the fact the enemies constantly just combo you when they're off screen because they're bastards. Yeah, it's one of those games. Just kind of, you just fight the same few enemies over and over. Though, again, this is certainly better than the first game. Just feels a bit better in terms of playing it. Wait, is the boss fight? Yeah, here we go. So this is where you have to fight a tank or something, isn't it? Oh no, the plane just flies off and you just stand there. Which is hilarious, because the plane clearly flies off like 10 feet in the air. And then somehow he grabs onto it. It's, yeah, quite interesting. This level, I quite like this bit. The reason I like this level is because it's just this one screen. And you've got the door that just sucks the characters out of it. So you can go and just leave them there if you want. Trying to see if I can pull that off. But I'm also trying to stay alive. I mean, granted, there's not many enemies to fight in this level anyway, so you're not likely to run out of health. Unless you fall out of the plane. That's the only chance you have of that. Yeah, so like you saw that enemy just like fell out. So here we go. Just let a Bobo get sucked out of the plane. Because, like, he'll just hit you constantly because he's a bastard. Yeah, like actually trying to fight a Bobo is not worth it. Like, you're better off just letting him get sucked out of the plane. And the fact that the game actually makes you fight him multiple times is a real bastard move. Because he's so much harder to fight in this game than he is in the first one. Because, like, no matter what you do, he will always get his hits in. And he has that cheap-ass move as well. Yeah, like, that's the strategy. Like, trying to fight him normally does not work. God, target Renegade. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Well, now we're back to just regular combat. Also, the hit detection in this is a bit odd. Like, if you're not, like, lined up with the enemy, like, within, like, maybe 2 pixels, it doesn't count. But I guess that's, like, common for this type of game. It's just the perspective maybe makes it not quite as easy as it could be. Like, to figure out if you're lined up with the enemy to hit them. Also, half the time this thing just doesn't work. Yeah, like, if you don't press it on the exact frame, it doesn't count. This is one of those games. It's like, I don't know if maybe it's easier to do... Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things that's easier to do with turbo controls, but again, I don't have a turbo controller set up. When I come back to this on the next stream, I may actually just pull out a turbo controller and just do it that way. Because I feel like that's, like, the strategy with so many of these games. Because even, like, Nintendo Power, sometimes they would just say, yeah, just get a turbo controller. Oh, also you can't touch the ceiling on this bit. Battletoads... No, because, I mean, doesn't that use, like, some custom mapper or something? Or not custom, but... Like, one of those mappers that these systems don't tend to bother running. Like, I don't think Battletoads is on this. Shame, because Battletoads and Double Dragon is fine. It's hard, but, you know, it's a fun enough game. And again, like, some of these enemies, like, actually hitting them without getting hit yourself is, like, near impossible. This, like, poor man's Arnie. Oh yeah, this bit. I remember this. Yeah, the grabby things from Contra. You have to dodge these. Unfortunately, this game just doesn't control as well as Contra. Like, Contra has very sort of precise controls that are designed for that sort of thing. This game, I don't know, just like a step below. Like, I mean, the controls aren't bad by any means, but it's also, yeah, maybe not as solid as they are in other games of this type. And yeah, like, the second game certainly has a lot more of this, where you just have to fight, like, you get stuck on a screen and then just have to fight, like 3 sets of enemies, and then you're allowed to continue. Which, I don't know. Feels like there could be a bit more going on here. Again, I would say, again, this is the best of the Double Dragon games on the NES. I don't like these as much as the arcade game, like the first arcade game at least, but... Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, this is where the game becomes a bit suspect. Because while I kind of like this game, the big problem with it is that they have these platforming sections that, like, Double Dragon just... I don't know, like platforming is this game's weakest link, let's just put it that way. And it just feels like the sort of thing that doesn't really work in a game like this. Like, there's a reason you don't really have platforming in games like Streets of Rage, let's just put it that way. Like, you maybe have, like, pits that you have to avoid, but, like, actually trying to, like, jump from one platform to another, yeah, it doesn't really tend to work especially well in games like this, and this game is a prime example of that. I think it's level 6 where they really start doubling down on those sections, and you're like, yeah, this is not good. And I'm not even allowed to go down until I kill this stupid enemy. Yeah, pretty much. Also, I think if you touch the water in this, you die. Oh, also, I'm not allowed to go right yet because I have to kill these enemies. But of course, the game doesn't tell you that. I think that's one of the problems of this, actually. You're not allowed to skip any enemies. Like, you have to fight all of them, and then you're allowed to move on. I don't know. In some ways, this game feels kind of stuffy. Oh, also, yeah, why would I go that way when I can go this way? Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the things about this game. You just get killed for, like, the most random kind of reasons. It's like, oh, the screen didn't scroll down, even though there's clearly a platform down there. I feel like you kind of need to have a second player for this one. Like, playing this on your own, you probably aren't going to get very far. Like, this is really a game that was designed for 2-player, to be fair. And if I had a second person with me playing this right now, I'd probably be able to get a bit further. Yeah, look at this. Like, if you go anywhere near him, he just gets a hit in. It's like, you gotta do this. Can't do it clean, gotta do it dirty. Try to do this game clean, you'll just get owned. Or like every other enemy in the game. But look at this, like, he has more attack range than I do. Like, I don't care if he's bigger than me. That ain't good. Oh, also, I was pressing B and he tried attacking to the right. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, thankfully, he can't go off the edge, even though it looks like he should be able to. The thing about this game, sometimes the combat feels okay and other times it feels bad. And it's just kind of odd in that way. And again, trying to do like the spin jump move, if you don't get the exact frame, it doesn't count. Yeah, so like that time I got it to work, but half the time they just duck the move anyway, so it's like, I don't know, like your moves just don't feel very good because of the way the enemies tend to avoid them. Also, wait, did an enemy just disappear? Like he jumped next to me and then just vanished. Yep, you want to talk stuffy old games, like you're looking at this game right here. Like, something about the NES, like some of these games stand the test of time, but then so many of them are just, they feel old. Where it's just like, I don't know. In a sense that countless games have come out since that have done what this game does and do it better. I mean, I guess you don't really get platforming in these type of games usually. Though, saying that, there's also a reason for that. Also, I don't remember what to do on this bit. Yeah, like, you tell me. Oh, also he's just gonna keep dying over and over. It would have been really funny if, like, I somehow managed to underflow the lives counter. Because I feel like that's the only way you're gonna do this. But, yeah, that's enough of that. Like, you don't even get continues. I think maybe the Japanese version has that, but the other versions don't. Yeah, who wants to place a bet on if I can even last 1 minute in this game? Like, Double Dragon 3... Ugh. Yeah, that's the thing, a lot of these games, like, they've gotten re-released with, like, save states and rewind and, you know, quality of life changes and all this. And for good reason. So I'm trying to go through all of the games on this console, so I'm currently doing all the games on the third page. I'm gonna get this one out of the way quickly because, yeah, this is one of those games that basically has a reputation of being one of the hardest games on the system. And for good reason. I mean, the first two games, you know, I don't really care for them. But, yeah, this one in particular, this is kind of like Ninja Gaiden 3, in the sense of, like, even people that like the first two games don't really tend to care for this one. Just like, yep, this game is just too hard. You know, but why is this game harder than the first two? I mean, the big difference with this game is that you have one life to beat the entire game. I don't know, I feel like maybe there are certain abilities that are missing when you start. Like, I don't know how you do the elbow drop in this. If there is a way to do it, I don't, maybe they just straight up removed it from the game, I don't know. And yeah, and like the combat, again, just doesn't feel good. It's much like the first two games where no matter what you do, the enemies are always going to get a hit in. Like, the game is just designed that way. Maybe there's a trick to it to where you can do it and not get hit, but I never figured it out. Okay. And this game, yeah, like this is basically... like Ninja Gaiden 3 feels like a game that was made for, like, whatever people who may or may not exist thought that the first two Ninja Gaiden games were too easy. And this game feels like it was made for people that thought that Double Dragon 1 and 2 were too easy. Those people definitely not being me, for the record. You know, but there is a difference between this and Ninja Gaiden 3. Because if I was playing Ninja Ryukenden 3, the Japanese version, again, I feel like a 1cc run of that game is actually not out of the question. It's hard to do a 1cc run, but I feel like it's possible. Like, it's doable. This game, no matter what version you play, you are buggered. Like, you are not beating this game on one credit. Unless you are a Double Dragon god. Which, obviously, I am certainly not. Okay, now, I wasn't even trying to grab the item. It's like, okay, if you press any button, you grab the item. Normally, it should be a specific button. Like, I think even the first two games, you have to press A. But in this game, you press A or B, and then it doesn't. And, yeah, like... I mean, from what I've seen online, like, most people don't even make past the first level, unless maybe they're playing co-op. Like, if you're playing this on your own, you're not getting past level 1. Unless you're, like, using Game Genie codes or something. Like, look at this. Like, it is... yeah, like, we were playing nice code games last time, now we're playing the evil code games. And you know what? I may as well just bring up the best part of the whole game. Except, you can't even do that, because if you try to do... like, you literally have to hard reset to get the cutscene. Which is stupid, and doesn't make any sense. It's like they've realized... yeah, people are just going to be stuck on the first level. Like, they're just going to play that level over and over. So we may as well skip the cutscene, even though the cutscene is, like, the best part of the game. And, like, the really depressing thing about Double Dragon 3, like, this game sucks, but it's still the best version of the game. The other versions are somehow even worse. which is pretty impressive. But maybe they can turn it around with with Double Dragon 4. Yeah, it's weird. Like, the games they put in this. I mean, to be fair, like, there are some people who really like, you know, Double Dragon 1 and 2. Again, I'm not big on them personally. I think they're kind of just dated in ways that make them hard to go back to. It's the thing about the NES, like... Also, yeah, you can you can tell from just looking at this screen, this is Target Renegade. But yeah, I find those games hard to go back to. Like, there are some NES games where they do stand the test of time pretty well, and they're great to go back to now. And we'll probably see some of those games. I mean, even a couple of the games I played earlier are good games. They're not necessarily my favourites ever, but I would take them over most of the games that I've played on this page. Yeah, here we go. Let's get ready to rumble! Yeah, Double Dragon 2. I mean, most of the home versions of the Double Dragon games were not good. In fact, the NES versions are among the best. Like, as I say, I mean, Double Dragon 3 on the NES is not good, but it's still like the best version of the game, just because the other versions are even worse. And yeah, in case you haven't figured it out, I mean, I mentioned it already, but yes, this isn't even Double Dragon. Like, this is literally a sequel to Renegade. Renegade was like Techno's first beat-em-up, and then they made Double Dragon. That was kind of not really a sequel, but it kind of builds on the gameplay of Renegade. I'm amused by the little thing on the bottom. Just gives you tips. Yeah, you gotta get Mr. Big. I'm also not sure what's going on with the colours on the bottom. I think that's just like a glitch with this version of the game. Not the Target Renegade, the original, because I don't think it shows up in that. So I seem to recall the trick with this game is you gotta, like, just sweep the leg. Yeah, good luck trying to get the items. Like, this is one of those games where getting items is 10 times harder than it should be. Not only did they disappear after, like, 2 seconds, but also, like, you have to press, like, A, B, and down at the same time. It doesn't really work. God. Yeah, I think I actually do know what that's a reference to, and I now feel sad. Here we go. Yeah, so you want to hold up or down whenever you attack in this. And, like, why does every enemy in this look like Bret Hart? It's like, oh no, not the army of Bret Hart clones. Yeah, I can see why they made this hack, because, like, Double Dragon was popular back in the day. Hold on, does the... No. I don't remember what the trick is to beating the boss in this. It's kind of just like... pray. Because, like, notice that my attacks just go right through the boss. Hold on, am I supposed to kick? Is kicking the only thing that works? I will say this, though. The soundtrack to this game is a banger. You know, I mean, they got, you know, Tim Follin. So, regardless of what you might want to say about the game itself, at least it's got that going for it. Like, Tim Follin was a very cursed man. Like, a man who was cursed to do soundtracks for shitty games. Like, I was playing Pictionary on my own, and, yeah, that game is really bad. Like, it's basically, what if Anticipation was designed to be as bad as possible on purpose? Well, considering that I spent like a minute on the game, I don't think it really matters either way. Do I really want to play RoboCop 2? No, I'm playing Adventure Island. Then we'll play RoboCop 2. I need to play, like, a game that doesn't suck. Even if this game is bastard hard, and there's no way I'm finishing it, I may as well play it for a bit. You know what the sad part is? Like, I really want to find a game on here that I can beat. Because there are definitely official games on the system that I can finish. I just haven't come across any of them yet. There we go. Adventure Island. For some reason they used the Famicom version. I don't know why. They could easily have found an English language ROM of this game, but whatever. Also, there is a way to get continues in this. I'm not going to bother with that because I'm playing for 1 credit anyway. Okay, how does this work? This never made sense to me. It's like you hit the thing enough times and then it's like... Like, am I missing something? Oh, I guess I have to move forward. Okay. Yeah, I can never remember the mechanics for accessing the bonus level. See, I've played this game a fair bit, but I've never managed to get very far into it. Like, I was just like, die on the first couple of worlds. Like, I'll say this, I do think Adventure Island 2 and 3 are better games. They kind of just take this game and improve on it. And yeah, I'm not bothering with the continues, because since I am playing these for 1 credit anyway, not really much reason to. Oh yeah, this is real Pirate Multicart music. But yeah. Ramco Man? That's a great name. Rainbow Sword Co. or whatever they're called. Here we go. Adventure Island Man versus the Octopus. No, Takahashi Meijin, that's his name. He was like a real man that worked at Hudson Soft at the time, I think. And could also tap the button 16 times in a second. Which is really impressive. You know, I can't tap that fast. Like, I like to think I'm okay at button mashing, but yeah, I'm certainly not on his level. Actually, I'm not sure anyone is. Oh. Also, I wasn't looking at the screen, but got away with it. I was trying to look at the chat. Also, there is like some weird enemy that takes away your health. It's like an aubergine. I don't know what like the Japanese had against aubergines at the time. It's just like whenever aubergines show up in those games, it's usually bad news. It's kind of a shame. I like aubergines. I like mixing them in with my pasta. Also, yeah, a bit of flickeriness going on. I will say for the record, I do think that Wonder Boy on the Master System is a better version of this. Like, I would say maybe play that over this game. Not only does it look better, but I think that version that you just got to continue without having to do any, like, weird tricks to do it. And I think there were more levels. I'm not sure how it differs in terms of difficulty, but... Okay, here we go. To be fair, I probably wanted to get off the skateboard anyway, because the skateboard, you always have to move forward, and sometimes you don't really want that. I know there's an enemy on this level, like an egg that I want to avoid. I'm trying to see if I can remember which one it is. Okay, it's not that one. I do remember that if you hold down the B button, it increases... Oh. Okay, no, that one's fine. I forget if you can do this going fast or not. I'm not going to risk it. I don't trust this game, because I know if you touch those things, you instantly die. Ooh, okay. That's the one to dodge, I think. Okay. So I forget how the checkpoint system works. I think if you go past... I'm going to avoid that just in case, because I don't trust this game. Yeah, like, how you're meant to grab the pot and dodge that, I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's a trick to it that I'm just not getting, but... something about this game. Like, this game is brutal. Like, difficulty-wise, like, this game is out to get you. Which, to be fair, I could say is true of, like, most of the games on this page. I don't know what it is about, like, yeah, I forgot you lose the hammer if you die. Even though it feels like one of those things you should just always have. Like, not having a weapon. I mean, this game is hard enough with a weapon. There's, like I say, like, there are so many, like, NES, Famicom games, whatever, which are just stupidly hard no matter what you do. Like, again, they're just kind of out to get you. It's like that. Like, try doing that without a weapon, it's, like, virtually impossible. Anyway. It's the thing about these games. As many games as there are, it's not really going to take long to go through these, just because, like, most of these games you play them for, like, 2 minutes and you're done. Yeah, it's like, I could beat Bomberman, I can't beat that. And I wouldn't really want to anyway, it's not worth the effort. Yep, here we go, RoboCop 2. Ugh. You want to talk... I mean, here's the thing, we've played some real shit today. But here we have a game that may be my nemesis. Like this. Like if I was going to pick out games that I consider the worst on the system, I mean, I could easily say, you know what, like just throw all the nice code games down there, but this game would be down there with them. Also, I could just turn the sound off. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the silence. Yeah. You heard of a silenced pistol? Yeah, let's, it's like getting a flu shot. It may sting, but it will be over before you know it. Yeah, I mean, RoboCop 2 is okay as a film. I'm just saying that the game is terrible. Like, again, this I consider to be one of the worst games on the console. Like, RoboCop 1 isn't necessarily good, but I kind of like it, despite that. This game, no. This game can go straight in the bin. Like, here's the thing. So you have to do various, like... yeah, just various, like, objectives that the game doesn't explain very well. And it doesn't really make sense. So, like, whenever that thing, like, that criminal, like, image, like, flashes, you're supposed to apprehend them. But again, it's not telegraphed very well. You just have to know that, like, from playing the game. Yeah, so, like, there, I, like, apprehended him instead of shot him. Because that's what you're supposed to do. And I think you have to get at least 3 of them to pass the level. Not only that, but you also have to destroy a ton of nuke to also pass the level. Like, there's like a secret area that you're supposed to go to, and I can't remember where it is. I may have actually gone past it. Yeah, so it's like you have to go to like some specific part of the level that, yeah, the game doesn't tell you. And honestly, choosing between this game and the movie RoboCop 3, you know what, if I had to choose between either of them, I'd probably watch RoboCop 3 over this, because at least RoboCop 3, I can get to the end of it. This game, it's like they went out of their way to make it as unfun as possible. It's like, okay, how can we make, like, the worst game? Also, there's supposed to be, like, innocence here, but you can't tell which ones are which. Because the game blows. See, you know what? Like, this one, I'm just gonna just come out and just insult it out the gate. Because this game deserves it. You know what? Fuck this level. I'm just gonna just do this. Because this is the effort, the level of effort that this game deserves. And you know what happens? When you skip past this piece of shit bonus level, it makes you redo the whole level again. Because the person that designed the game was a donut that didn't know how to design games. Yeah. The sad part is, I have a multi-cart with this game on it. Like, I have this with, like, a really broken Street Fighter 2 port. And that Street Fighter 2 conversion is... like, it is one of the most broken games I can remember, and that game is genuinely better than this. Like, I actually sat down and beat that game, and I would rather die than play through this game. Like, I'm like, yeah, I think I would choose death. If I had to choose between death and playing through RoboCop 2 on the NES, you know what, well, I'm gonna have to face death at some point anyway. I may as well. Like, I'd take it over this game. Because I don't have to choose playing through RoboCop 2. Yeah, so there's like some... like, you have to find like some hidden thing on the level. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, like, this is basically... ugh. Also, yeah, the controls... like, you jump like 15 feet in the air. You know, just like RoboCop is famous for doing. And it also is just really slippery. It's like the entire game takes place on ice. Also, yeah, I should point out, by the way, the screen doesn't scroll left. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm willing to accept death. I'm not willing to accept having to play RoboCop 2 any longer than necessary. I mean, I would like to find the person who designed this game. And, like... You know, if the person who made this game is watching this stream, try fucking harder next time. Not they're in the gaming business anymore, but still. Just, like even these controls are bad, because it's like, it slides around all over the place. It is like playing Pictionary on the NES. Just like really slippery controls that don't make sense. So you got this inertia. It's like, also you move faster vertically than horizontally. And it's very counterintuitive, let's say. Yeah, like this is a real sort of a, what is it, Cuso Grande? It's a classics of that, let's say. And for good reason. Again, like, I would consider this, like, if I had to, like, name what I would consider to be the worst NES game of all time, like, this game is a definite contender. I don't think I could quite justify this being the worst. Like, you know, it's not worse than some of the nice code games on the system. And it's certainly not worse than Rocky and Bullwinkle, which is somehow even worse than this. Like, this game at least has, like, some level of presentation going for it, which is something that game does not have. Ugh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only way you're beaten that way, by the way. Yeah, that's what the manager told the programmer of this game. By the way, before we move any further... Helldivers 2. I'm not familiar with Helldivers. I don't know what that is. And yet I'm more familiar with this game, because I have it on a multicart. And again, that Street Fighter bootleg is better than this. By the way, I just want to point out certain things about this screen right now. Firstly, what is with the giant gears? Secondly, why are the RoboCop heads on the top right pink? And thirdly, the graphics here are actually quite misleading. Because I'm going to tell you for the record, from what I remember playing this, those blue lines, like the one next to the platform I'm on, those are actually part of the background. You can't land on those, even though it looks like you should be able to stand on them. No, they're part of the background. You'll actually just fall off the level if you touch them. Ugh. And yeah, because the controls are so bad, good luck even making the first jump. Also, there are things in the background, like this thing to the top left of where I am, I think that can actually crush you if you move in a certain way. It just kills you. Or actually, okay, I'm misremembered. Okay, so you can land on the blue things. But there are definitely other things that look like the part of the foreground, but they're not. Yeah, Darkman. I mean, honestly, I want to say this game is worse. Because Darkman, you at least don't have to repeat levels if you, like, mess up. Like, it at least has that going for it. If nothing else. Yeah, Darkman may well be on this, unfortunately. I don't remember seeing it on the list, but I wouldn't doubt it. Because, I mean, as this page is established, they're certainly not going out of the way to pick the best games. Also, yeah, you touch that lightning bolt and it's just instant death. Wait, is this like a hacked version? What? I thought I would have run out of lives by this point. Yeah, maybe this is a hacked version, because, yeah, because I'm pretty sure I should have run out of lives by now. It's like, no! Why are you prolonging the inevitable? Why do I have to stay with this of all games? Like, you could have hacked literally any of the other games on the system to have more lives, and I'd be more okay with it. Ugh. Yeah, I think I've entered hell. Or my equivalent of hell. Ugh. Contest 2004. Well, that one actually just straight up skipped, because since that game doesn't end, there's not really any reason to continue with it. Also, for the record, I was trying to move left on that platform and it wouldn't let me. And if I didn't jump there, I would have gotten crushed by that thing at the top of the screen. Because that's just how this game works. And when I say that's how it works, I mean it doesn't work. Like that. Quality. Yeah, I don't think having more lives is really gonna give me any... like, what even happened there? Like, he touched something in the background and died, even though, like, every other time I went past that thing and nothing happened. Yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather die than try that again. RoboCop 3. Surely can't be as bad. Well, actually, yeah, anything is an improvement. Also, yeah, you may have figured out... Yeah, this is not RoboCop 3. Yeah, this is not RoboCop at all. This is actually based on... Was it a tokusatsu TV show, I think? Okay, so this is one that I've played. Yeah, that game belongs in the bin. This game, on the other hand, this one's actually quite good. I will say this. Like, this is probably the best game on the page, to be honest. I mean, I guess if we had the Famicom version of Ninja Gaiden 3, maybe that'd be better. But, you know, we don't have that, so, you know, we have to go with what we have. But yeah, this game I quite like. This was like a Natsume game. You may also know the Shatterhand. This is the, well, the Famicom version of Shatterhand, basically. And I think that Shatterhand conceptually was the original version of the game, I think. And then, for the Japanese version, they reskinned it into like a licensed game. Even though this version actually came out first, I think Shatterhand was like the original concept. So, yeah, as you've probably figured out, this game has nothing to do with RoboCop. You're just playing as, like, a Japanese man. Also, I don't know what this thing's meant to do. So the, like, ABBA things, whatever it is, they're supposed to have, like, different moves. This one, I don't know what this character's move is. It doesn't really seem to do much, unfortunately. But like I say, this game... Oh, hold on. It's got a flamethrower, I see. Oh, it's quicker to just do this. Okay, I might have picked one of the less useful sidekicks, let's be honest. I think you want to get one that has, like, a gun. Maybe, like, the sword one. The sword one's cool. But yeah, this is another game, actually, that I have on Famicom. Here we go. And there you got this arsehole with a gun. Cowardly. That's what I say to that. Because you can't handle my punches. They're trying to fight the man with the knives and kung fu. A little bit. Yeah, I don't think so. I am better than you. But, yeah, like I say, I've played this game. I never beat it, though. The problem with this game is that the version I have doesn't really work properly. Basically, when you beat the first level... Okay, so this is the one with the sword. Yeah, when you beat the first level, what happens... It's supposed to go to a level select screen, because you're supposed to be able to do the next 5 levels in any order. Unfortunately, the multi-cart version I've got doesn't work properly. Literally, like, you beat the level, and then... Yeah, so basically what happens is you beat the level, and then, yeah, again, instead of going to that level select screen, what happens is it just goes directly to one of the other levels. It's kind of weird. It doesn't really make sense. It's just like they broke the ROM. There we go. Wait, upstart? What? Is that like during gameplay, or is that on the title screen? Because I don't know what's going on there. This is RoboCop 3, also known as Tokyuu Shirei Solbrain. But yeah, it's kind of a shame. The version of this I have is it just doesn't work properly. Does this one work? That's what I want to know. The answer to that is a resounding no. Because, yeah, again, it's supposed to go to a level select screen after you beat that level. But it does not. So, yeah, this is the same as the multi-cart that I have with this game on it. So basically, I've tried this out, playing this on my cartridge. If you actually do manage to beat this level, which is not easy, by the way, the boss on this level is a bastard. But if you do beat this level, it just restarts the boss fight. It's kind of weird. Oh yeah, also the game does that. Yeah, okay, so I'm probably going to have to veto this one on the basis that, like, this one just doesn't work properly. It's a shame, because, again, this is a good game. It's just that, yeah, this is not the way to play. If you want to play this game, yeah, Pirate Multicarts are not the way, sadly, because the ROM they use just straight up doesn't work. Okay, so what does up and start do? Wait, up... Did you say up and start? Yeah, so I'm pressing up and start. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. So, oh, hold on. Does it give me my health back, maybe? Okay, I don't... Yeah, okay, I guess that is the case. So I can just... Yeah, in fact, let me demonstrate. Let me demonstrate this right now. I may as well. Yep, okay, we've got the cheese strategy. Because I remember how to beat this level legit. So, also, like, considering that this is a broken ROM anyway, who cares? Yeah, see, I can just keep doing this all day. I never quite figured out how to grab onto things. It always just felt a bit odd. I feel like I might actually need that cheat to be the boss, though, because the boss on this level is awful. And you'll see what I mean once I get to it. Okay, where's this one? Oh, it's the laser one. Cool. Okay, this is a good one to have. Especially on this bit. Actually, is this thing invincible? I don't remember. Yeah, take this, Mr. Chairman. Granted, I think it's one of those you kill it and then just spawns another one. Also, yeah, I'm just cheesing it because I don't really care at this point. I've lost the ability to give fucks. To give any toss. I'm just like, you know, I'm just gonna just play it, whatever. It's like the pirates knew what the people wanted. And to be fair, in this case it doesn't matter, because this game, you can't beat this version anyway. I don't remember how you do this bit. Fight another one of these gates. Is this the boss? No, it's... Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do on this bit. Other than just wait. Okay. Oh, I also have to recenter the screen. Yeah, what happens if I get bar? I want to see that. Oh, yeah, it's this one. Is this one good for the boss? Like, here's the thing. This boss, I remember being quite hard. And I'm not sure how you meant to do it without, without upgrades. Okay, this may be... Okay, this might be a bad one. Yeah, so, like, how you meant to dodge that, I don't remember. Like, I remember figuring out how to beat this once. And I don't remember what the secret is. Yeah, because half the time it just does that and you're forced to take damage. Not today, Mr. Boss! There we go. Yeah. Cheesy as hell, I don't care. But guess what? Oh, wait, what? I thought it was meant to, Okay. Maybe I misremembered how this works. Okay, so what happens next? Let's see. And, yeah, unfortunately this game's quite rare. I want to say it's easier to find the death version. Yeah, this is what I remember. Yeah, you just have to fight this boss over and over. So, yeah, that's about all you can do with that. Yeah, so, you beat the level, and then it's done. But guess what? We're not done with RoboCop yet. Yeah, basically you get stuck on that boss fight forever and you can't go any further than that. So that's why I was cheesing it, because I don't really care. Yes, presents. A production. Yep. Guess what it's time for? It is time for RoboCop 4. The real RoboCop 3. You know, actually, I'm just going to turn the mic off and just let you enjoy this song.
In this soundtrack.
Okay, you know, let's actually start this one off. Why would you want to turn the music off? Like, it's the best part of the game. Even if the game was good, it would still be the best part of the game. And now it's not even letting me start the game. If it goes to this screen, it forces you to wait. Which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Yeah, now it can start. So they're very proud of their Starfield background. It's like came straight out of Windows 95.
I'm on my way.
RoboCop 3. You know, there is one good thing. At least this is not as bad as RoboCop 2, the game. Or the film, RoboCop 3. I mean, let's be fair. This game, it's like they tried to make it more like the first RoboCop game. Yeah, it's like they tried to make it more like the first one, if anything. you know, where they made, like, RoboCop 1 on the NES. Although, I'd say this is a little closer to the Game Boy game, if anything. Which is fine by me, I like the Game Boy version. Unfortunately, this is not as good. For one thing, the screen doesn't even scroll to the left. I don't think that was the case in that game either, but still. It feels like one of those things that should just be standard by 1992. Like, just being able to move back left. It's just like... It's just weird that you get games from this era that don't allow you to do that. And, yeah, like, avoiding, like, the enemy shots is, like, near impossible. Just because of how fast everything is. You know, it almost has the feel of, like, a game that was designed for PAL. And then it's like they released it in America with no optimization done. That's what this game feels like to me. It's like playing Back to the Future Part 3 on the NES a little bit. Also, you can't turn around while ducking. I know quite a few games had that, but still. Never feels good. Also, okay, here's the big problem that I'm having with the controls. It's actually the fact that if you hold down the shoot button, you can't crouch while shooting unless you're already crouching. Which just feels wrong. Like, it feels like it should have been more like Contra. RoboCop 3D. Well, like the PS2 game. But wasn't that game meant to be really bad? Also, yeah, I don't get the percentages on this. It just never made much sense to me. But there we go. Confirm repairs, don't really care. And we have to go to the rocket boat. Oh no, is this that scene in the film where it's like, oh yeah, the Japanese like company shows up, it's like, oh yeah, we made a much better RoboCop than you did. Because I remember the film having like this weird sort of like Japanophobic feel to it, like in terms of like the writing. It's one of the reasons why that film sucked as hard as it did. It's like, not only is it just a bad sentiment, but also it's a sentiment that was like 5 years out of date, I think. Like, at least. Yeah, this game is quite short. Like, I think there's 5 levels. I mean, to be fair, this game at least controls better than RoboCop 2. And it doesn't have, like, stupid, like, arbitrary objectives that don't make any sense. Though it does have jumps that aren't very good, like this. You gotta do it on, like, the right pixel. It's just like, ugh. Like, how am I even supposed to get to the... Yeah, like this thing. Oh, hold on. I remember there's a trick to this. But I don't remember what the trick is. Here we go, fight this, like, shitty, like, ninja character. Yeah, this is how you do it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I imagine also that there was no Famicom version of this because Data East wasn't releasing Famicom games by this point. Like, they just... Like, they stopped in, like, 1991, I think. Like, in fact, I think it was shortly after they released the second game. Which is kind of a tragedy, because that means that, yeah, unfortunately, Japan had to suffer... Japan, unfortunately, had to suffer RoboCop 2 as much as everyone else did. When, you know, in a better world, that game would have been cancelled. Yeah, like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do here? It's like, you just have to eat bullets. That's kind of what this game boils down to, just eat bullets for most of it. Like, there's really not much you can do. Also, sometimes you just go off the side of platforms. Sometimes you drop straight down. Other times, you'll just, like, randomly just go off to the side. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and, again, you get 1 life to beat the game. So, I think we can safely move on from that. Well, that's that page of games done. And I'm thankful that I don't have to play those again. So the next page, after page number 3, we'll probably only play like 1 or 2 games on the next page, but we may as well see what the next set of games are. Page number 11. Okay, let's see what's on this one. So this will be games 101 to 110. Okay, here's a bunch of games that I may actually be able to drive with. Should I do this in order? I mean, it's kind of weird playing Donkey Kong 3 and Donkey Kong Maths before I play the first 2, but whatever. Is there a particular game here that I want to do? You know what, let's, I was thinking of doing Frontline, but I think I'll leave that. Donkey Kong 3, well, this game, you really can't beat it. Unless you consider beating all the different unique stages as beating the game. Because I think there's 3 levels, and then it just loops, and just gets harder each time. So I don't know if that counts as a victory. I'll leave that to you. Will beating 3 levels of this count as beating the game? Because I'm not sure how to really define that for games like this. Also, I probably should have left the power-up thing for later. Yeah, sounds good to me. I could finally beat a game that isn't from Nice Code. And I'd be okay with that. Possibly? I actually don't know. I remember the win conditions for the retro achievements are ridiculous, though. Like, you literally have to beat, like, 90... Like, you literally have to beat, I think, 90 levels for retro achievements to count it as beating the game, which is insane to me. Like... Because, again, the game loops after, like, the first 3 levels, or maybe it's, like, the first 4 or 5 levels, I don't remember, but... Also, yeah, if you ever played Space Firebird, this kind of feels more like a sequel to that than just a Donkey Kong. Like, this does not feel like a Donkey Kong game to me. But you know what, at the same time, I like this game quite a bit. You know, again, I'd probably take this over most of the other games that I've played today. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can survive a level. There we go. Yeah, so if you manage to shoot down all the bugs, you win. Normally, it's easier to just get Donkey Kong off the screen and win that way. You want to be generous. Well, I appreciate it. But you know what? I kind of need this game after, like, half the games I've played today, like RoboCop 2, and Double Dragon 3, and Ninja Gaiden 3. It's just, ugh. Well, yeah, there essentially are 4 Donkey Kong games on the NES. Like, not counting bootlegs. If we're just counting official ones. Because Donkey Kong Jr. Max, I mean, that essentially is a Donkey Kong game. It's an entertainment game, and it's not one that people would care about. But it is a Donkey Kong game. Also, yeah, once you get past the first 5 levels or so, this game actually gets really hard. Like, anyone who could beat 90 levels of this, oof. Then all I can say there is well done, because I certainly could not do that. I like this game. I've maybe gotten about 15 levels in before I die. But yeah, as you can see, we have reached the loot point. I don't know... I don't remember exactly how the sort of difficulty increases later on. I know the enemies get more aggressive and they get maybe more difficult enemies to deal with. You know what, I may as well grab this while I'm here. Just in the interest of beating the level. Wait, Donkey Kong Jr. Maps is pricey. Okay, that's just weird to me. Yeah, that is right. I don't remember when the butterfly enemy actually shows up, though. It shows up later on, like soon. Yeah, like that thing just shoots off to the side and kills you if you're on the same row as it. Not really. It's more just a case of, you know what? Just get to the loot point. I don't really care. I think that's how I'm going to have to find these kind of arcade-style games more than anything. You know, can I get to the loop? Oh, no, you don't. Okay, I'm gonna win. Because I'm Stanley the Bugman. You know, everyone's favourite Donkey Kong character. I do remember getting the trophy in Smash Bros. Melee back in the day. I'm like, who's Stanley the Bugman? Because I hadn't played Donkey Kong 3 at the time. To be honest, I have no idea how to define it for Gallagher or Galactin. I don't think they're... To be honest, I probably can't really... Unless, like, short of getting a kill screen, I don't think there is a way to get a win for those. Okay, I'm probably just going to have to just kill the enemies, I think. Oh, yeah. Yeah, something like that. I mean, I'll see if I can beat 10 levels of this. Oh yeah, the challenging stage. I mean, how many challenging stages are there? Because I'm pretty sure there are more than I was able to get to. Like, I remember once getting some, like 180,000 points on the NES version of Galaga. And, you know, even then, it was still throwing challenging stages. So unless they loop... Hold on. I'm going after the more aggressive enemies as a priority. So I feel like if you're going to get anywhere with this game, kind of what you have to do. But again, I like this game. You know, it's one of those games where there's an aggression. There we go. See, I'm not that bad. Okay, level 10. Let's see what this one's about. Wait, $180? What? Oh, that's insane. I don't even mind Donkey Kong Jr. Maths, but $180. Like, I don't care how good the game is, it ain't worth that much. Like, even if it was, like, you know, what you consider to be one of the best games on the system, it's like, no. Like, I wouldn't pay that much for, like, you know, Contra, let alone, like, anything else. Ooh. I'm actually amazed I didn't get killed there. Look like I was about to. So, like, certain enemies are a bit hard to pick out just because how small they are. But yeah, it feels like a game where you're far more likely to just get killed than, like, lose all the plants. The plants almost feel like an inconsequence. Yeah, kill this thing. Hopefully, no. Is that not it? Because you can't kill the worms. Problem with this game is, I think if you die at any point on these levels, then, yeah, you, like, have to redo the whole thing. But there we go. Well, that's 10 levels complete. You know, I'd say that's okay. I do wish I had a turbo controller for this, though, because, playing this game without turbo controls is not the best. Just because of how much you have to mash the button. You know, I'm grabbing this one, I don't care. There we go. Ugh. See, this is why not having turbo buttons can be a problem. Especially for a lot of these games. I'm certainly going to get it for some of these other games I'm playing on the next stream. Because I saw some of those games, and I mean, granted, there are some games where you can't mash the buttons anyway, but still. But you know, I mean, here's the thing. You know, I'm like 13 levels into this game. I'd call that a victory. You know. No, and the power thing just ran out. Okay, can I get Donkey Kong to the top of the screen anyway? No, because that bastard thing got me. That's the problem. The enemies in this game are, like, super aggressive once you get, like, a little way into it. And, like, trying to get Donkey Kong at the top of the screen is not really a viable strategy, like, past the first... like, beyond a handful of levels. Yeah, but maybe because that happens. But there we go. You know, I'm counting that as a victory. I don't care. You know, I got 13 levels in. I did at least a couple loops on those stages. You know, I think I may actually save Donkey Kong Maths for next time. Let's play one of the other games. What's a good game to play? Maybe Exerion? I guess Exerion doesn't really have a win condition, though. Like, that's one of those games where you really can't complete it. But hey, at least I, you know, did one game today. So what have we got? Formation Z. Door. You know what? I need a good game. Let's play some Excitebike. Because I like Excitebike. Shall we go for selection A or B? I forget what the difference is. I think B is... I mean, I don't think I'm going to beat this game either way. I think B is the same, except you get, like, other people to race against. You know, I'll save Frontline for next time. We can see how that goes. Because I'm like, you know what? I was thinking of doing Frontline, but I'm also like, given the caliber of many of the games I've played today, I kind of want a good game. And, yeah. I always get the trick to playing this one. Basically, don't crash into the other drivers. Yeah. And sometimes they'll just crash into you anyway. I mean, here's the thing. If I had any intention of finishing this game, I would have picked mode A. Let's just put it that way. There we go. Lap. Oh, also that happens. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, you can actually crash out the other riders if you want, which is quite funny. Kind of why I picked this mode more than anything. It's just because the animation's funny. It's like in a Road Rash where you get knocked off the bike. Goo. I mean, that would be funny. But, yeah, here we go. Excitebike. Not Excitebike. Excitebike. Because it is an exciting game with bikes. Ooh. Actually, yeah, this is a different track, isn't it? I always forget how the like level progression in this works, because it's like if you do one track, you do a second track, then you do one of like each color scheme. It's a bit confusing, but whatever. Yeah, and I messed up. Oh well. God no. Has anyone ever beaten Excitebike? Because I've maybe gotten to like the last level, but I can never beat it. I always got stuck towards the end. No, I always like the, I'm not too keen on like the more recent Mario Kart games, but I do like the Excitebike level that was in one of them. Oh, come on, like what am I supposed to do there? Oh yeah, I just get skull-fucked by the other riders because they're not paying attention. Oh yeah, the Walmart Famiclone. You know, I do have a Famiclone from Walmart, which is the funny part. Yeah, I could probably win that if the computer wasn't, like, crashing into me over and over. Oh, okay, I guess I'd win anyway. We've messed up scrolling. What is it like, fancy Excitebike? Wait, is this game possible? I'm sure it's possible to beat level 5 at least. Like, maybe there's, like, levels where you get to them, it's not possible to beat, like, later on, but I'm sure it's at least possible to, like, beat the levels that you can pick at the start. And granted, I have no intention of doing that here, I just want to just play the game for a bit. I'd like to be able to beat this game, but I'm not that good. Yeah, like, you see my skills? I keep overheating because I'm not paying attention to what's going on. Oh, wait, is it playing the PAL version or something? Or did they just, like, hack the ROM and break it? This has got to be one of those two, usually. Reverse scrolling? Yeah, I don't know what reverse scrolling means, but sure. Okay, for what it's worth, I do have the sound turned down. And what I mean by that is, yeah, it is harder to tell if I'm about to overheat, because usually I just go by the sound cue, but because I got the game turned down so it doesn't echo, makes it a bit harder. I'm actually going to turn it up just a bit. Maybe that will help. Also, like, what is it with the green colour scheme on this one? Or does it just look kind of weird? Yeah. Also, you can just, like, wheelie over those things. You kind of have to know that if you want to beat this. Or if you want to have a chance at beating this. Actually, does the sound cue even change when I'm about to overheat? Because it's supposed to. But I'm not hearing that. Maybe, again, that could just be because I've got the sound turned down. Yeah, no, okay, so, yeah, I think the sound on this version may be a bit broken. It could just be an issue with the sound emulation on this console, where it's just not playing the sound correctly. Or maybe it's a problem with the ROM that they put on this system. I don't know. But, like, when it's... Okay, but when the bike is about to overheat, the sound cue, it doesn't change. Even though it's supposed to. It's going to go beep! And that's how you know. And I'm not hearing that. So I get the feeling that, yeah, maybe it's maybe this version's a bit broken on this console. Again, I don't know if it's the emulation or if it's the ROM. But yeah. Oh yeah, Tweeter Man. I like Tweeter Man. I still watch him, actually. He still puts out videos. But, yeah. Excitebike. Classic game. Is it one of my favourite games on the system? Not necessarily, but I do think it's a good one. But, yes. Well, at least got to play a few good games today. Well, this is the page of games that we've got left, so next time we'll take a look at other such classics, such as Donkey Kong Jr. Ma, Door, Exerion, F1 Race, that's one I'm looking forward to, Formation Z, Frontline, Galaga, and Galaxian. Again, I don't think there really is a win condition for these two. Like, I don't think it's possible to beat them. Same for Exerion. I mean, I'll probably just have to write those off. But, you know, at least we've got some good games coming up. So, yeah, I will leave you all to enjoy your evening. I'm sorry I couldn't get a better selection of games. Or at least ones that gel with me better anyway. To be fair, some of these games are probably good and I just can't really get on with them. Maybe I'm just too picky. I don't know. But I'll have to do some thinking. Like Double Dragon 2, that is one that I wouldn't mind going back to with a second player. Maybe. I mean, because the first one doesn't have co-op, so it wouldn't really help there. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully there will be better games next time. I mean, certainly there's at least a couple. But until then, I'll leave you all to your evening, so take care, and I will see you next time.